Hello, everybody. This is Vinnieart. I am the creator of City of Venus, Dead City, co-creator of Through the Woods, which is doing really great. We're closing in about 3 days on the 19th, but we got some great guests tonight. We got Liam Gray. We're going to talk about Xenotype, his project, which is awesome. Say hello, Liam. Say hello, Liam.
Hey.
We got Red Gaze. We're gonna cover his new project, which is Sunsworn. Say hi, buddy.
I did that on purpose. Hello.
Sorry, the video for me started up in the other window, and I was like getting two audios, so I had to.
Gotcha. No problem. And for the first time, we have Deadwood Dale. Hey,
How's
buddy.
it going, everyone? Oh,
Look,
sorry. Yeah. Hey there, Vinny. Hey, Liam. Right. Hey, Red Gaze.
What's up, man?
Cool, man. Yeah, we were kind of jumping around today on different streams, and we are talking about what's basically all over the news right now as well. We're talking about the coronavirus. There's a lot of crazy shit happening. Liam was educating us over on Adam's channel earlier, and that right the live button. But I think we're just gonna keep going in on that, and then we'll start showing some projects as well, letting everyone know what's happening. But I just want to say hi to the chat real quick as well. Thanks, guys, for jumping in there. But yeah, we're gonna freestyle today. But yeah, so Liam, tell us some of the info that you had. I didn't see that.
You're cutting out on me. Well. So what should we start with? Well, gosh, I might as well. Let's go full Alex Jones, right? Let's get full Alex Jones. So, it's my opinion. Given the information that's been made available to me and what's going on with not only the media but with the censorship of information and the sort of the nature of the disease itself from a biological standpoint, that this was a biological weapon constructed by China to launch an attack on the global economy to essentially enforce population control on their population again, because they were no longer able to do that through telling people how many children they could have. So I believe they engineered this, and knowing that they were sort of the trade distribution hub of the world, they set things in motion that would eventually drag down the US dollar and bring up the yen and force rural communities within China that had refused to then repopulate to the ghost cities that they had built, that the corporations, which are owned by the government, had built all across China to essentially, I guess, bring their population, which is massive, into the 20th century, because there are huge portions of China that are not, like, they don't use technology. They're not where we are. And of course, all of them smoke, because that's sort of a big cultural thing there. So they're just going to wipe out a ton of those guys, get them into the cities, vaccinate them, put them into the workforce. Meanwhile, we're going down and like freaking out. They're shipping out packages that have the disease in it, even accidentally, because Amazon works all through there. Now, I don't think that this was like a big everyone was in on it thing. I really just believe that this is the communistic elements of the Chinese government, and that this is the only way that they can wage war on the West, because the military industrial complex of the United States is so much more powerful that they cannot practice open warfare. So they're waging economic warfare via disease. That is what I believe. And I know it's crazy, but we'll get into it more later today.
No, it's not crazy. It's totally possible.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, there's so many diseases that have been invented and created just to, depending on what time, what generation's happening, what they need to change, what's been going on. I know a lot of it sounds like crackpot theories and stuff like that, but I mean, there's a lot of people dying. This isn't a fucking joke.
No, it's not. And the people that are saying things like, "Oh, look, only 50 people have died. It's no big deal," need to take into account that the disease is not anywhere near as widespread as the flu, as pneumonia and stuff like that. It's not the same thing. You've got to take into account that the flu's been around for a while, and this is much more viral, much more hard-hitting, and has long-term effects. You can get a flu and you can get better. You can get the Wu flu, you get better. You can't have kids anymore. You get the Wu flu, you get better. You're on AIDS medication the rest of your life, and that cuts you. And just just having to take the medication to keep your immune system up cuts years off your life. About 20. So this is no thing to sort of fuck around with and laugh at and, go, oh, scoff. Like, yeah, people that are comparing it to the swine flu and stuff like that and like bird flu. You need to actually look into the stuff that's coming out of China, the reports that we have. It creates like a tar in the lungs that's like this gray tar and it sort of drowns you. It's really fucked up, and it's not something that looks like it could occur natural. And doctors have been saying as much now for a week or so, and the Chinese government, because of the Great Firewall of China, has been trying to hold back this information, but it's coming out over the dark webs, right? Over the dark web through like doctors in China. You know what I mean? Doing FaceTime going, this is serious. We need to do something. We need help, and we're just thinking, oh, it's just a cold. It's just a flu, bro. Just a flu.
Yeah, no,
But
I agree.
Where did you get the 20 years?
From the medication.
From the medication. It can knock 20 years off your life just taking it from the health effects.
Oh, the medicine.
The medicine that you actually, the medicine
okay.
you have to take to maintain shortens your lifespan by up to 20 years. Yeah.
That's insane.
Causes all sorts of problem with the livers and the kidneys and stuff. People don't talk about that. They go, oh yeah, we've got a cure for HIV now. HIV is not even a big deal, but it'll knock you around. There's a reason you're not seeing guys that are in 80 and 90 wandering around with HIV, even though they've got the pill.
Yeah, there is a lot of interesting. I mentioned it earlier too. I have relatives in Italy, and it's one of the countries that's been hardest hit. I think they said over 800 dead. And basically, one of my cousins works as a nurse in the hospitals over there. And they said basically any old people, if you have this, you die by yourself. No one's taking it. It goes straight to the hospital, no family, no friends. No one could see them, straight to the cemetery. No contact whatsoever. They're treating this very, very specifically. So I don't think it's a jokey. And, and again, it's stuff that you're not going to hear right on the news. They say numbers, but they don't give you any details. You don't know what's really going on.
They're trying to sort of control the situation. And I understand because we've already got a massive panic. If people knew how bad it really was, we would have a bigger panic. And you don't want to panic. You want people to be intelligent and informed and responsible and prepared, right? So if you're hearing this and you're going, oh no, what am I going to do? Chill out. Make sure that your home is secure and safe, that you've got what you need, your necessities, and just be careful. That's the trick. But also be informed and look into this. Actually look into this. I would strongly recommend, if you're someone that doesn't mind a little bit of foul language, watch Mr. Medica's videos on the Wu flu. He's been bringing a lot of stuff that's been leaked out through the dark web into the public eye and commenting on the virus for nearly a week before the mainstream media even mentioned it, right? This is how long we've been watching this stuff happen and how long the Chinese government was able to suppress it for.
Yeah, Medicare is awesome.
So
well, I disagree on one fact, and that's that you mentioned China was acting alone. I agreed completely with Gaming or What. He says everyone is involved. That's just kind of the way it is now. You know what I mean? Like there's again, tinfoil hat shit, but there's global conspiracies, man. I'm sorry. They exist.
Well, if we want to go full tinfoil, right, we know that the best way to drive the economy is with war. And what was it again that Hillary was going on and on about before Trump was into office? She was going on and on and on about war. War with Russia. War. That's what they want. If these guys were planning on global war, where they had their whole game of fucking chocolate soldiers set out and were ready to go, and they're thinking, okay, this is what we're going to do for the economy in 5 or so years. And then Trump got elected and no one saw that coming. Because everyone was like, what? If the Chinese government really bought into there's no way Trump's going to win, they're going to be looking at ways to recoup. They're going to be looking what can we do? And it would not surprise me if we have, again, it sounds crazy, but we go back in time. It would not surprise me if we have communists in the American government right now, we got this whole McCarthy thing happening all over again, that are in the pocket of China, that are in the pocket of Amazon, that want the individual rights of people stomped down and crushed. Like, to have absolute government control over the economy, a global one world nation. It sounds insane. I know it sounds insane, but everything that is coming together now, it's very difficult for me to deny. It's very difficult.
No, and I agree, because I said it again earlier. I saw something that Jesse Ventura actually that he showed, and again, I know a lot of people say he's crazy, but he flew in this lady who was a doctor, and she used to give all the shots and stuff to the people over in DC, all these political people, ones in higher positions. She was a doctor specifically for them. And what turned her stomach and why she fled, she left the country. They had her, with the black screen or whatever, and the voice change. It's because she was giving these vaccinations for this new disease that was supposed to be coming. And only one person who came in was being cocky and evil about it and laughing that all the poor people are going to die and only us rich are going to survive. And it was somebody who was going to run for office who was a female. At the time, there was only one person doing that. And this is right before, I think, the bird flu. So like they've been planning these things for a while, right? If that wasn't enough, they had to keep, upping the level. We got to find something more dangerous. But those people are all going to be protected. There's special vaccinations, and the rest of us, look what's going on.
Right.
See, they don't need the blue collar working class anymore, because they've got robots now. So what they've got to deal with in the future is they've got to deal with a bunch of people on welfare that they don't want to support with the government system, even though they claim they're all about that. But they're going to have a bunch of government dependents, and they're going to have robots doing everything. They don't want those people there costing them their bottom line. They're in the way. We are in the way. So get rid of them, get the robots doing everything, get the drones doing everything. One guy on a terminal can run a factory, and that works for them, Get rid of cashiers, just have everyone self-serve. Everything goes through like clockwork. And they'll start pushing for home delivery next. That'll be a big thing where you don't even have to go out grocery shopping. Everything is delivered directly to your home,
Isn't that interesting? Yes, convenient. Yeah, and like you said, Liam, war is a great driver for the economy, but panic is a great killer of the economy. And I believe that's a big part of this as well. The same people calling you crazy for what you're saying are the people running out buying 2 years worth of toilet paper.
Exactly.
Yeah, and also hoarding milk.
Yeah, there's a good idea, right?
Things that perish.
They need their tea. They need their tea time.
Curdled tea time.
Yeah.
This is crazy, man. It's like every week it feels like things are getting stranger and stranger.
Well, we've become infantilized as a nation. Our culture has turned us into children.
By design,
we're not half, I don't mean to be nasty. I'm not undermining anyone, but we're not half the men our grandfathers were. We've become complacent. We've become complacent in our culture, in our ways. We sort of accepted the world as it is because it's what we're used to. We are much more entrenched in entertainment. And as someone who creates entertainment, I want you to enjoy it. I want you to have a great time. But I also want you to live your life. I don't want your whole life to be entertainment, because the human experience is so important, but we're robbed of that. Like, we make the old jokes back in the 80s, like, oh, you're an Italian potato watching the television. Right. But now we walk around with our heads in our phones all the time, and we're all guilty of it. We're not looking. We're not looking around at what's going on around us. We're not being informed and up to date, and we're letting fear and base emotions sort of control us. We're not being independent. Now, I'm not one of those guys that say there should be no government. I believe that the government exists as a tool that is meant to serve the will of the people, but we also should not be surrendering all of our power to the government. I believe that's very dangerous.
Right.
So,
and that I believe is a big part of this as well. Now, Tinfoil Oracle says that's not true as an electrical engineer. Robots or shit. But like Vinny said, with the diseases, they've been perfecting them.
Yeah. They've really been playing with this. And I mean, and I've looked into this kind of stuff too in the past. I mean, it's kind of what City of Venus was based on, was that idea of like those people who are ruling the world. What if they got their way? It's the same shit, right? It would be from war, disease. They would destroy the world and separate themselves from it. And essentially, that's what they're doing. That's why it's kind of, I know it felt a little on the nose when you see that floating city in the sky, but it was something similar, right? But my story is also going to be showing more of that, the behind the scenes, where you think it's going to work, but shit isn't going to work out for them. Not how they thought it would. But anyway, I mean, and this is a lot of us have been thinking about it. There's a lot of similar stories. I know Replicator, Rob said that there was a lot of stuff in his book that's reminiscent of kind of what's going on right now.
And I have corporation as a bit of a factor within Xenotype too, because the whole sort of system of society is set up by these megacorps. Yep. But just about tinfoil Oracle, man, I've seen videos of entire Amazon companies, distribution centers, and nodes being run through just machines with like forklifts with computers attached to them, running, stocking, and collecting things. That would normally be a job that would keep like 50 or so people busy. If you know better as an electrical engineer, please leave a message in the comments. Like, I'd be interested in knowing more, because like I've seen a lot of the robotic stuff that's happening that we have through Acer, I think it's called, and stuff like that out of America, and it's like full. They sort of look almost like Terminators walking around, except they've got block your upper bodies. They can do everything a person can do, but they just got to be hooked up to a power cord. But yeah, I'm not an expert on robotics. I'm not an electrical engineer, but I would be very interested in knowing more from your area of expertise.
Right. Yeah, neither am I. But have you seen some of those videos with the military robots? Those are those are interesting.
Those are insane, man.
Or the ones that can walk.
Yeah, walk, jump.
But then they fall down they fall down and then they get back up.
Yeah, where they're like provoking them, trying to get them to fuck shit up.
Yeah. Half the shit is it does look like shit out of Terminator 2, and then half of it looks like out of Resident Evil. I don't know what this world is in for.
Dude, Vinny, you probably just summed up the entire backroom meeting where they're like, dude, imagine if we came together with Terminator and Resident Evil, we could really fuck this world and take over.
Holy shit, man. It's insane. Let me see this. Yeah, this is 100% true, man. There is a ton of Chinese in Italy. I mean, 2007. There were a lot of Asian people all over the place. I was really surprised, but yeah, they're all coming in, and that was way back then. So we're talking, 22, 23 years later, 12, 13 years later. I can't imagine what the fuck has been going on. Italy, I know that their political parties, there are just so many of them. There's like 26 different ones. It's insane. If you thought over here was bad, holy fuck. You got criminals everywhere as well. Just to try to get some money from the government, the stuff that they were doing, like my cousins would tell me when I was there, they would start little fires on the mountain because it had to do with the firefighters, and they could steal money if they. It was insane. All these
I've heard about this kind of thing before, actually. Where if we start fires, we'll be able to get a certain amount of cash from the government and from other things like that. Like, yeah, it's pretty bad.
Yeah, and then at one fucking point, like the government decides that they're not gonna let that happen anymore. So the firefighters weren't allowed to work, and they didn't give a shit if a mountain went on fire, if it went down to homes. There's a lot of crazy, evil shit on both sides happening, but it's because of that. It's this control. People want to keep controlling others. They don't like the poor. They want to get rid of them. This is kind of what's been happening. I mean, I know the stream is sounding like, conspiracy theories or crazy talk, but it's real and it's fucking happening.
No, dude, and it's not just us. If you look at the chat, man, there's nobody in there saying you guys are fucking nuts. There's just people throwing out their opinions on the matter, and they're in line, I think.
Well, I don't know about you guys, but I'm not going anywhere for the next 2 weeks.
Yeah, well, that's it, eh?
I think it's Bill Burr's page. I think he retails stuff, but he said, yeah, our grandfathers, our grandparents, they were drafted to go to war. They're telling us to sit at home on our sofas. I think we could do it.
Yeah.
Thanks, Triple R, by the way.
Yeah, this will be our little foxhole.
Talk about it. Back these books are gonna go straight to you. Mine are being printed in America.
We're all 100% American and Australian owned. We are pro-Western economy capitalists. They are not printed in China. There will be no residual flu virus. I will be quarantined. The books will be quarantined. I will spray each one with a little bit of a hand sanitizer. Well, not hand sanitizer, but sanitizer before I pack each box and I ship them out. They'll be sealed, contained, and arrive safe for your home.
That's the way to do it, man.
Conquest guarantee. Conquest guarantee.
Oh, yeah.
We're like the world's ending. By the way, guys, you don't have to worry about going outside for these books.
You're going to be inside and you're going to be bored. You're going to want something to read. Here you go.
Exactly.
Pick yourself up a copy of Xenotype. Pick yourself up a copy of Through the Woods.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, hell yeah.
So show.
These, if you order it today, I'm gonna put it in the mail tomorrow. That's how fast I operate. Through the Woods is going to be printed though in April. So, but we got 3 days left on that campaign. It's doing really well. We're almost there to unlock the ash can. And again, the ash can is only going to be for backers who back by the 19th. That's it. That's my special thank you to all those backers from day one up until, when the campaign is going to close. So, like I said, if you want something really cool, special, and like I said, I'm going to be printing. There's only going to be about 450 copies of that. That's it. So that's super limited. It's going to have.
That's less than 500 in the whole world. Think about that.
Yeah, we got to get you to 25.
That's what I'm saying. It's getting close. This is going to be the cover for it. It's Kelsey Shannon's piece. I'm going to have the other artists from CG who are actually in that drawing competition. Their pieces are going to be in there as well. And a bunch of like my sketches, behind the scenes stuff. So it's going to be 20 pages of beautiful art.
I think Frankie said he was going to quit writing if you guys didn't get to 25.
Did he? He possibly did. I don't know. He's been saying a lot of things. If we hit 25, well, if we do hit 25, he's going to do an interview here as well. So you'll finally see him and hear him and all his wackiness. And Rob's going to be disappointed. So let's disappoint Rob from Replicators. He thinks that I'm Frankie. I don't know how I would grow my hair and then have it cut this short and then grow it again within seconds. But
wigs, man, wigs.
It's going to be an interesting stream.
You're not fooling anyone, Vinny.
Running off camera, coming back with the nose, taking it. I'm going to trip up myself.
It'll be like Mrs. Doubtfire.
Well, hello. Oh shit! It's gonna be a good time. Anyway, so let's help make this thing hit 25. Like I said, this project is gonna be very good for me, so that's why every penny is gonna count going into this. I was never going to make it hardcover. I did it for you guys. You're the ones who asked for this book. That's why this campaign even happened. So I want to reward everybody, do something real special. So
for the fans, by the fans, 100% American made.
That's right.
Yeah, you're gonna get there. You're gonna get to 25.
Yeah, man. I think so too. Yes, that's what I'm hoping for. If this thing goes in demand, it's going to be just for I don't know, maybe a couple of weeks. I really don't know. But again, you're not going to get all the cool perks. All the cool perks are going to happen if you back by the 19th. So I think the only thing you'll be getting is the book and the surprise gift if it's anywhere after the 19th. But yeah, the ash can, that special book, is just going to be for the backers of the first 60 days.
Vinny, when did you launch this campaign?
January 19th, I believe.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So that's why I said the first 60 days. That's going to officially on the 19th. So you guys only have a couple of days to get in on that.
Gaming or what says, not true. I asked for City of Venus 2. That's a good question. When do we have a chance to see City of Venus 2? Have you got that on your schedule at all?
Yeah, that's coming later in the year. It's going to be after the Pirate book. That one I've been putting too much time and attention on, and I'm going all out. Again, those two books.
Would you say 6 months? So 6 months?
Yeah, possibly. Yeah. Yeah, give or take. Because I have a couple other pieces I'm trying to finish up, and then all my attention going into the pirate book. So I'm gonna get more done on that. When I'm 75 to 90% done with it, I think I'll probably launch the campaign. Yeah, there's a lot to do. I have a lot done on it. About half that book is done. It's gonna be. I'm looking at what do you call it? Perfect Bound for that one. So it's going to be like around 50 pages or so. I don't have the exact number because I'm still playing. Because working, I might just want to do a splash page in the middle of something, you know, as I'm telling a cool story, doing the panels. But yeah, it's going to be good.
Hell yeah.
Angry Vinny on 54K.
Triple R said Michael draw some pages for you. You need some help getting that shit done, Vinny?
No. I'm good. Thank you, though.
Apparently, Mike's been complaining about Ethan again. Big surprise. Hey, Wendy. Hey, Wendy. Good to see you.
Of course. Anytime Ethan does something big, Mike jumps on the train so everyone will notice him again.
Yeah, water's wet, too.
That's right.
What's new?
Hey, Wendy.
Mike's he's a little bitch.
Yeah. Oh, my God. But these people are crazy. Like, I don't know.
And not at all concerned about the corovirus. Not worried at the least about it at all. It's just
when you're a champion of Christ, nothing can touch you, Liam. You didn't know that?
Well, I suppose that's true. He is the healer and the great savior. I suppose, you know.
Are we sure it's Christ he's praying to?
2020 is going to be so fucking hard for him.
Yeah. I don't know what he was doing.
He hasn't even reached 100 backers for that little comic he did, little Calvin and Hobbes ripoff.
Bless this mess. Yeah, I know that it had a little following, and he was really proud of that, and that's awesome. But I still think he was better off just throwing it in the back of like Lone Star or whatever he's going to be, his flagship thing. Like they had those old Marvel minis, you know, back in the 90s, you know, just at the bottom of a page, like the letters page. But I don't think it can sort of stand on its own.
Oh, but yeah, Triple R here trying to provoke me.
Oh, damn. Fake Satan. Shit.
I'll say it. Hail Satan.
Oh, gosh.
No, I get it. I know there's some people that don't like it, so I'm not going to say it too much.
I don't mind. It's you. You do you. You do you. You do.
No worries. We're all a little silly here, so it's all
Ro
at the end of
like
the,
the Hail Satan.
Day. Yeah, exactly. At the end of the day, Jesus knows your heart, brother. So if you're just saying empty words that have no meaning, they might be foolish, but he's not going to burn you alive for them. You know what I mean? So who cares?
Yeah, Jesus, Lucifer, whatever.
Sweet, man.
Same difference.
Thank you. Comic gods for everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, so what we're trying to say here is stop fucking around. You don't have a lot of time. Yeah. Back these books. Skip that extra pack of toilet paper on eBay. You know, you can buy any one of these books for that price.
Hell yeah.
Buy a hose. Buy a hose that you can hook up to a faucet or the back of your toilet so you can wash your ass if you need to and save yourself some storage space.
Yeah, I really don't get the whole craze about toilet paper. It's one of the easiest things to improvise.
It's also one of the easiest things to clear the shelves on when you want to create mass panic because of the bulk.
Right. It's also used in a much larger quantity by females than what it is for us. And who does the majority of the shopping? Females. And who want to be, you know, hygienic and clean and look after things? Women. So they're going, what are the things I most need? What are the things I most need? I need this. If I don't have this, it will be embarrassing and uncomfortable for me a lot more than other people. So that's why you saw all of the pads and everything off the shelves, all the toilet paper and everything off the shelves. Those were the first things to go. And now people are going, we need food. And they're here in Australia, they're putting rations on the amount of pasta and stuff you can buy. Like you can't go in. And just this morning, they announced on the news that Woolworths, which is our shopping center all over sort of the world, is going to have a period from 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. in the morning where you are not actually allowed to go into the store and buy anything unless you have a disability support pension card or you are a pensioner yourself or an elderly person.
Wow.
So because people are not getting these people are not getting the supplies they need to function in basic daily life. So yeah. So that's the thing that's happening.
Yeah, I know in Italy there's the curfews everywhere. You're not allowed to go out unless it's during the day after sundown. People to walk a pet, a dog or something, just so they can go to the bed. But otherwise, and they see you past curfew, they said they're going to arrest people.
Yeah,
where I live
here too.
Yeah, where I live, there's like a curfew where you can't eat out at a restaurant after 5.
Jesus.
Something like that. And it's not even that bad in my area.
Mm-hmm. That's crazy, man.
Yeah. Listen, everybody's stocking up on their canned goods, but my plan is I'm just going to grab like 4 Strombolis, freeze 3 of them. And, I can live on a week off of 1 large Stromboli.
Yeah, I understand people's fear if they're feeling like their liberties are under attack, especially in America where liberty is a core tenet and a value of the American belief system. That's why I love it. Like, you guys don't realize unless you start to travel the world, like certain countries have traditions, things that they do. Like Japan has certain rules where you can sit, what you can say. You can't eat while walking, in public, that kind of thing. But America has
That's just rude to eat and walk in public.
Yeah, but America has this thing where it's nothing like it. We don't have anything like it in Australia because we weren't founded on principle, where you guys have these core values of like truth and justice and liberty and freedom. And these are core tenets of your cultural identity. And so when one of them comes under attack, everyone really rises up about it. And when, like, as a nation, these are things that you are drilled into you as children and that are fundamental to your culture that don't exist in other Western parts of the world. I mean, there's values that are there, but they are so embodied in American culture that when I was living in New Jersey, it was like walking into a whole new world. It was the best time of my life. I loved it.
Jersey is like that. It is its own special world. I lived there for a short time.
I only knew Jersey because of all of the jokes of everyone ragging on Jersey and everything in the media, right?
Yeah.
And then I go to Jersey and I'm there when I'm getting trained up and everything, and I'm like, Jersey's the best place on earth. Like Jersey's like everyone's so nice, but they're not really they're not pussies. You know what I mean?
Like everybody thinks it's the Jersey Shore.
Yeah. But the Jersey Shore, like the dock place that it is, like the boardwalk place in Jersey, has the best pizza. Yeah, I know, but I'm saying that has the best pizza in the world, like in the fucking world, right? I sometimes wake up at night and stare at the roof and wish I could go back to the boardwalk.
Jersey and New York, man. Yeah, holy fuck. Amazing stuff. There's a couple places like if I could still eat the shit, I would. And on my past visits to New York, I would. For me, it was like playing Russian roulette because
yeah. There's a lot of characters come out of Jersey.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's why we have Uncle E there.
Yeah,
a lot of weirdos.
Yeah, I live like up in the sticks of like North Jersey, where the McFarlane place was, the design group. What a strange place, because half of it was like Hicktown, and half of it, like, saying like these guys that won't take. I mean, they were fun and funny, but they wouldn't take shit from anybody either. So it was a weird mix. But yeah, it wasn't my cup of tea. I preferred New York.
I found New York to be a bit overwhelming, but it was nothing like London. Like London,
yeah.
I'm gonna be unpopular. Fuck it. London is filthy. Like London is the dirtiest city I've ever been to in my life, and I've been all over. I've been to China and shit. So like, I got to London, and I'm like walking around. I'm like, this is insane. It was really cool that they had cobblestone and stuff like that in some streets, and the streets are really narrow and stuff. But I was like, this city is so dirty. But when I went to New York, it wasn't as dirty or anything like that. But it was so big that I'm like, I just couldn't. I'd never been in a city that big, and I'm just like, I'm trying to keep track of everything, and it was just crazy. And it was funny. I was like 5 minutes into New York, and I'm walking along with the missus, and some chick at a shoe shop says, "Get a room," and I'm like, "I have one." That was my first exposure to New York.
Jesus, yeah. Well, you were in the city itself, like I lived in Queens, I lived in Glendale, different places. But yeah, the city is different and fucking big. I know London is small, surprisingly small. People think it's like gigantic, and it isn't.
No.
I have a couple of friends who live there as well, and similar stuff. And holy shit, do they police people over there? Like to drive is like a pain in the ass. If you go over the speed limit, they fine you immediately. There's cameras everywhere.
They're like that here. It's not quite as bad because we're much more wide apart. But the government's like, we make our money on those speeding tickets. So we want to fucking get every son of a bitch. So you can just and you'll just be sitting there and you'll just get a letter in the mail. And you'll be like, yo, you've been fined for speeding. Like, shit.
Don't even have the balls to say it to your fucking face.
Yeah.
Right?
But it's weird, right? Because for some reason that I don't understand in Australia, they set up these signs. There's a speed camera coming up in 100 meters. I was like, what, do you have to tell us? Yeah, they warn you. I was like, I don't get it. Like, are you trying?
Maybe it's not the government. Maybe it's the guy down the block from you. He's got spray paint on these signs and he's putting them up himself.
Yeah. Sorry.
Hey, Liam, there's a warning.
Yeah. No, it's just strange. I've always thought, like, do you want to catch people or not? Because everyone just slows down for them and then speeds up after they're out of the area. I'm just like,
dude. Like a school zone.
Yeah, exactly like a school zone. Yeah.
I'm in no position to comment on anyone else in, where they live, make fun of where anyone else lives, because I live close to Baltimore.
Tell us about Baltimore. I've never been to Baltimore.
Oh God, it's just we have a rat problem, and they don't want to do shit about it. Jeez. It's basically like San Francisco on the East Coast.
Mm-hmm.
And the reputation that Philly has for like attitudes and Philly people can be kind of rude. Well, Baltimore is like Philadelphia on crack.
Jesus.
Yeah, Baltimore people are definitely rude. I can vouch for that.
Yeah. Isn't it one of the most dangerous cities?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Baltimore has been one of the most dangerous cities you can live in.
Yeah, it's funny how culture's different. You can just go half mile up and around a corner and it's a whole different type of people. You know what I mean?
Oh, it's very true.
Oh, yeah.
People are interesting.
I mean, there's actual streets that you just have homes that are boarded up. And I think this is West Baltimore.
Hail, Ted.
Hey, Ted.
I guess
Ro has started his own coronavirus with Pappy. Now everyone's saying Pappy.
Jesus. Yeah, over in Red State, we were having fupa.
God.
That was spreading for a while.
Oh.
Thank you. Call me a Puritan, but no, thank you.
Oh, come on. Just slap it a little bit. It's all good. What's up?
Drop a link over to Lola. If she's around, you can do that. She's always fun to hang with.
Sure.
Yeah.
Because I'm looking. We got room anyway. Since I don't think Rob is going to be popping up, but I'll show off his campaign anyway, Replicator, since he only has 5 hours left. But it looks like, did he hit what he was looking for? $12,500. Dude, that's doing great.
Yeah, look, we've got in more backers. It's going up. We're nearly at 300.
Hell yeah.
That's the goal. You guys are great.
Beautiful.
So
what was?
Sorry.
I was going to say real quick. Yeah, what was the stretch goal he was looking for? What was going to be unlocked?
It was going to be a trading card with this big hulky guy with guns strapped to his arms.
The Goliath.
Called Goliath. Yeah. So
this guy.
And this guy, he's a family man. We should give him a bit of support, a bit of love. Your boy Zach came in and stole his artist from him, stole him away, and jawbreakers. So help this guy keep moving forward with his new team and his vision, and help him finish the story that he wants to tell. Because there's not many of us down here in Australia that are really serious about trying to do this as a professional career. So help a brother out.
Yeah, he's a good dude. He's been tweeting all day. He's been on streams. This project's going to be awesome. There's a lot of great art in here. This story's going to be killer. Check this one out. Back it when you can. I believe I do have the link in the description for I think for everybody here. Dale doesn't have. Oh, I could have put your YouTube. Maybe afterwards I'll put it. But yeah, Dale's got an awesome YouTube channel as well. He's starting to grow. cool videos. The Ethan can't play piano had me cracking up so hard.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he had it like on that loop where he goes to pull out his little Casio.
There was something about that live stream that I watched. He was with Nick Rekieta, and it's whenever you can get someone to do something out of the norm. So he just went up to his piano against the wall, and I just saw him struggle to pull it away. And I thought, if I could just loop this, reverse the clip, and just make it look like he's pulling it back and forth, he would look so ridiculous.
It was so great. And then he had him sit down, and he was playing with the knobs, and he kept playing with the knobs. He kept doing it over and over.
And then he just gives up.
Yeah, he was about to hit one note, and then he just stopped. Dude, it was fucking hilarious. But yeah, you got a lot of good stuff on there. I saw your Batman review as well in the video game.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, check that out, guys. Yeah, just type in Deadwood Dale over on YouTube or go to his Twitter. I believe he's got a link from there as well. But yeah, really good stuff. Yeah, and that's why I wanted him on as well. I think having more new people on would be great, especially from the chat. Dale's been fucking awesome with everyone. Tons of support. I gotta say too, even when the whole Malin thing was happening with the drawing streams, Deadwood he kept pushing for Vinny. So hail, brother.
Yeah, I mean, I like Malin too. I was just pushing buttons.
Oh, of course. No, I had Malin on like I think the day before the competition happened, and I was saying thank you to him as well because he really spotlighted me on his channel with the oars and all that stuff. So
it's all friends. It's all friends and fun. There's no hard. There's sort of no between anyone. That's friendly competition.
Of course, yeah. And the whole thing, War Campaign rigged it anyway, so who cares?
Yeah.
I still got to finish that piece though, that Cecil piece. I'll probably end up doing it on air. I just need to finish a couple other things, and then if you guys want to see me drawing it on air, I could do that as well. So I think I have the two chicks in the piece. I haven't touched it since that day. So whatever you saw me draw in that like 2 hours, that's still where it's at. So I'm just gonna pick up.
You're a busy man.
Oh, I remember that too. Wasn't he snorting coke?
Yeah,
off of some chick's ass.
Yeah, off a stripper's ass.
Red, is there anything that you want to sort of talk about more with the corona? Just sort of keep us in theme and in topic, because you were bringing some stuff up on before we started, and I stopped you. So is there anything?
Oh yeah, man. Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's an election year, and that's when things tend to get wild. So I mean, it's interesting and annoying at the same time, trying to predict how this is leading to an October surprise. So you want to play with that?
No, I just want to do some listening for a change.
Oh, well, shit.
Real quick, yeah, Doodles did do a great job, and I'm happy he won too. But yeah, no, it was kind of explained to us too what happened. So I know the ins and outs of that one, and I gotta say though, I still got like 100 votes, I think, during that competition. So yeah, if things were run real fair, I think I would have had a real good chance of beating Malin regardless. But just putting that out there.
The lovely Lola is here. The lovely Lola. Hello.
Howdy.
Sweet.
Always a pleasant sight.
Of course. I understand you're busy a lot of times, but if you want to come in, just let us know, and yeah, we'll put you in since we got space.
Talking flesh-eating diseases.
You got Chimera in the chat.
Yeah. Oh, sweet. Oh.
You know, Chimera, someone's been adding me on Facebook that's using your avatar, Chimera. Is that actually you? Because I've turned it down 3 times because I looked at it and I thought this looks like a trap rather than you. So is that actually you? Okay, yes. If you add me again, I'll accept you next time. It's just there was no history on the profile, and I was like, is this Annie shit trying to get into my account, get all my nudes and stuff, that I have there?
I was trying to run an op.
Yeah. Oh shit! I better look deeper in there.
Yeah, I've been trying to get those nudes.
Yeah, well, those are just for my special friends. So
Fred, I'm sure all you gotta do is ask.
So yeah, so red, my friend, the election year.
Yes.
What's your speculate? Let's speculate.
Oh, let's
Let's hear it.
speculate. Let's speculate.
Make some
The
YouTube.
buzzword of the year of 2016 was collusion, right? So expect to hear that a whole lot more. Trump's been very vocal about how he doesn't like the Chinese. Not doesn't like the Chinese, but he doesn't like what they're doing, etc. But at the same time, every time, I don't know, somehow the left likes to paint Trump as being in collusion with and trying to start a war with the same people constantly. We got Russia, China, they've been doing all of that. So my speculation is come October, we're going to find out that Trump has all these big fucking toilet paper companies in his back pocket, and this was all just a big old toilet paper conspiracy to make that fucking orange man richer because he needs to get richer. And, above and beyond the obvious, which is going to be, well, look, Trump can't handle this worldwide plague. What an asshole.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's all they want. They just want to keep any shit.
He couldn't stop a global pandemic. Damn that orange.
What a piece of shit.
It's all on you,
God.
always.
We got Orange Hitler here.
Did you see them at the live sort of stream thing they did from the White House the other day? I think it was about 2 days ago, where maybe more, where they were sort of coming at him. The reporters were coming at him in the audience and saying like, "You fired the pandemic people and all this other shit," and we're like trying to like put blame on him for that and going, "Do you feel responsible for this plague?"
Of course, well, you should. Why wouldn't you?
Oh.
God, it's just another thing, though. This is the same exact hysteria, just a different thing.
Right.
Everything's the worst thing to ever happen to the world under this president. And, we're supposed to be dead a million times by North Korea. Everything, Iran. There's a million ways we should have been dead by now, according to the media.
Yeah.
But we're not. We're still here. And while I don't think you should just, throw caution to the wind when it comes to the corona, I mean, it's not going to be the end of the world. I mean, a lot of people are going to die, and we should definitely take it seriously. But, I mean, look at previous numbers of previous viral diseases, and, I think we're going to be okay.
The thing that worries me is the sterilization of survivors and the fact children can become carriers and infect other people without showing it. Because by attacking the elderly, they're attacking tradition and culture. You remove those, and what happens when our generation is now the last generation? Like everyone's going, we all say boomer, 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 but everyone's going, this is going to kill the baby boomers, right? This is going to decimate the baby boomers. What happens when our generation inherits the world, which is what will come of this, and the millennials come up, and then the millennials are the people shaping the future for a generation of young children that are essentially just coming up indoctrinated into the machine immediately. You know what I mean? Like they're on iPads and stuff from the time they're 3.
Oh, yeah. By the way, I'd just like to mention, coincidence? Tommy Mark shows up as soon as we're talking Russian collusion.
Right. I know. Every time we seem to be talking about the commie disease getting around, there's a certain mark that shows up.
Hail commie Mark.
Certain millionaire communist with all his Korean money, his Korean dollary-doos.
Mm-hmm.
Living it big with his big Elton John glasses and his boa, sitting back, millions of Korean dollars.
Don't forget that Kyle Broflovsky.
Do you guys know if there are any cases in North Korea?
Yeah, apparently there was 2 or 3, and because of people breaking quarantine and getting in, and it resulted in public execution. Like,
wow,
he's just executing people.
They don't fuck around.
Yeah, they don't fuck around there.
I mean, the one upside. The one upside to being North Korea.
He was the one guy that was like, as soon as it was announced in China, he said, fuck off, sealed the borders, took all the mail. So instead of the mail coming into the country, it's all shipped into a quarantine area, like in their docks. It sits there for like 20 days and then is sprayed repeatedly with disinfectant and shit before the mail is shipped through to the rest of the people. He's closed his whole borders and no one's getting in and all of this other stuff. So I mean, that's how we should have reacted to the virus, in all honesty. But of course, that's tyrannical. But again, are we gonna be those guys that are like, oh, we want to be nice to people, so we should let the guy coughing and splutter and fleeing the other zombies into our bunker, right?
No, we're all about closed borders now, didn't you know? Just like that.
Jesus Christ.
I mean, other than I think the majority of their imports are only from China, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, they're largely dependent upon China for a lot of their food and everything like that. But I mean, it's the situation. He's not going to care if they starve more. He just doesn't have the virus, and they're not going to care if times are going to get harder because they're effectively safe from the virus. They're going to be terrified by the shit that's going on in the outside world, which keep in mind, these are the guys that have a natural history museum that depicts Korea defeating America in war, right? Like this is their view of the world.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, their people are heavily conditioned.
Yeah.
Liam, speaking of harder, what table did you have to crawl under to get this crossover going?
To get this.
Yeah, tell us about this.
Oh, okay. Well, basically, I approached the guys. I was on with Rage. We became fast friends during his 24-hour stream. As everyone else fell away like pussies, we endured throughout the long hours, and I stuck through with him to the end, and we just got along really well. We had a lot of good laughs and everything like that. And so we just approached him and said, "Hey, like Blade Devil's really popular. You've mentioned interest in Xenotype. Maybe there's something we can do down the road. How about we do a crossover and see if there's interest and stuff like that?" I thought it'd be a nice little homage because Toxic Man Baby really likes Odie's art, and Odie thinks that Toxic Man Baby's pretty cool. So we just threw everyone in a room, collaborated. Everything went really smoothly. We agreed that they wanted to be able to choose the colorist and color it live on stream. We said, yeah, sure. And so Odie put together the art. Toxic Man Baby put together, the art there for Blade Devil, and we just blended it together. Boom, cover. Great. Oh, I also got a quote to find out how much it was actually going to cost to do the book, so I wouldn't go over budget. But that's boring. So
this piece is killer, man.
Thank you.
They both crushed it.
It's going to look really amazing when it is colored, I'm sure.
I can't
wait. Black and white. I think the black and white, though, that is just a huge upside to manga.
It is cheaper, but at the same time, you never know what people want, because if you just have a look at our silver edition compared to our gold edition, our gold sells more, but only by like one copy on each tier.
Yeah. I mean, here's the thing. I mean, color is sometimes viewed as, an absolute upgrade, but there's things with black and white that you just can't do with color. You can't really get textures right. You can't always get lighting right. That's the cool thing about this artwork too, is that you add a splash of color. Sometimes it just suffocates the texture. It suffocates the lighting, and you just can't see it as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it is crazy, and you're 100% correct on that. I mean, I flip-flop so many times because I backed black and white first, but then I saw what Scotsman was doing with the colors, and I was really impressed with it because he was retaining a lot of like that detail in those textures. Mm-hmm. And I know it's difficult too because being an artist, a lot of my stuff either I'll go super detailed with the pencils. Other times I know if certain elements are going to have a lot of texture because of the color I'm going to put on or how I put it. I try to find a balance between the two. I mean, anyone who picked up City of Venus, I think they would know as well. Looking at like the black and whites that I have in here, like I have a before and after. So you see like what I actually did, but then I have some of the stuff that I did with like the layouts where I have gray tones in there. Just kind of, I put it loosely because I know what I wanted to do. But yeah, it is difficult to find that right balance, and it's like, what are you going for exactly?
Yeah.
But your team
is because we were dealing with I think the color is important. I actually think that one of the reasons that comic books are suffering and I'm not trying to get all on a high horse, but I think that one of the reasons that comic books are largely suffering is because people have been leaning into this garish green, gray, brown color tone in pretty much everything, and everything nearly looks like it has an almost brown or gray wash over it lately. And we came up in the 80s with Masters of the Universe and He-Man and this shit that was like bright colors and like red and blue and gold, and you immediately snap into it. And I wanted to have something like that with Xenotype. So I was like, okay, I want to make sure that everything's really distinct. So I wanted to have this slate black city with neon green lights. I wanted to have like this bright blue hero who's got like white hero with black that sort of he's got blue, and I wanted to have like a really vibrant, rich world like those old cartoons where like things were like really colorful. And Odie very much wanted to just stick with black and white because he wanted to do a manga, and I'm like, no, we're not just doing a manga. We're doing something that is an evolution of manga. We're doing something new, and it was important for me that the audience, when they're first exposed to the book, saw the colors and sort of understood what the colors would be of the characters, because I have storytelling elements in the color, like each of the gems in the Alnaga's bodies, even in Esper's body, have different meaning based on the color that they are. They're a different type of gem that does a different thing. Little things like that are pretty subtle, but most people won't pick up on unless they can see the color. But it does look stunning in black and white. So,
hey Liam, real quick, Vinny highlighted Humi's comment. Liam inspired EVS's fashion for his promotion. How do you feel about him ripping off your fashion statement and not even doing it as well, for crying out loud?
No, he's all right. He's an all right guy. We're all in this together. I got nothing against EVS. I want us all in suits doing a nice big Raw 20 stream where we're all men of class and sophistication and professionals.
I told Liam I'm gonna get a tie. I gotta get a tie next time when I do my next promotion.
You're gonna wear a tie with your t-shirt?
That's it.
Nice.
Who said t-shirt?
Oh shit, son.
I'm just gonna wear a grin and my tie.
Thank you, Brian, for saying that you love Odie's art. He'll appreciate that. You know, we appreciate all the support of you guys. If you guys have not picked up Xenotype yet, give it a go. And if you've got the budget for it, I know everything's really tight with Cyberfrog and everything right now, but if you've got the budget for it now, like grab an extra copy to give to like your niece or your nephew or something. You know, like let's get this out into the world for as many people to enjoy as we can.
I think so too, man. It's important to get these new projects out there because we want to inspire more people, that, you know, younger audiences. We had a lot to offer, all different genres, all different types of stuff, manga, traditional comics, you know, future stories, stuff from the past. I mean, we're everywhere, man, everywhere. All the stuff that I released between last year and this year, I mean, they're all different, because I wanted to give a flavor, something different for everybody. So, you know, if you don't like this one, maybe you'll like that one. Or if you do like this one, maybe you're just going to enjoy what I have to offer, the next projects. That's kind of what's been happening. So I thank everybody on that one. And that's why I'm pushing hard on that pirate book too. I do have a review. I think I showed it. I've been showing it. But let me do this little layout.
I know I enjoy exotic flavors.
Oh, yeah, man. Always. So yeah, I put in like a full page in the back of the book, so you know that new books are on the way, and there is a whole lot of detail on these pages.
How long did it take you to do that specific panel or that page, like just that one bit, including colors and everything? How long were you on that?
The full page, maybe 2 days I spent on that one, 2 or 3 days.
Nice,
something like that. But yeah, you know, work hours, you know, but not a full. I'm not just sitting there straight 24 hours.
But work days. Yeah, no, that's cool.
Yeah. The work days I put in there, about 2.5, 3 days, something like that. A lot of the pages though, I spent like a full week on, because I want to make sure every detail is there. So and these pages that I've been working on the pirate book, I'm doing full drawings on the 11x17 boards. Some of them are being traditionally inked. Some of them I'm inking on the computer. I'm changing it up so that when I do launch that campaign, I'll have a couple of different options. So the price will come down for original artwork, because right now on Through the Woods, I have only one tier that has original artwork, and it's the brand new cover. Because it's the only one that I did do on the 11x17 board, fully penciled, fully inked. That's why it's so much, because it is super rare. I mean, this is one of a kind. That's it. And I know what that was worth. So even if it doesn't sell, I'm happy to frame it and put it on a wall, because I'm very proud of this project. But the pirate one, I'm going to have different tiers and different options. So maybe like for $1,000, you'll get some pencils. Maybe, I don't know, 1,500 with ink. I'm going to work that out later on, but I want to give people different options for original work. But again, if you do want a really cool detailed sketch that is like, or I say sketch, they're detailed drawings. This is the quality that you'll see in it, and I'll be putting it on the inside flat so that everything is contained in the book. So you'll have it like right on this side as soon as you open it up. That's why I went with white for the interior. But yeah, and that's very affordable. Those are $200, and you get the signed book and whatever other stretch goals were unlocked with all of that. So yeah, it's going to be a very, very good thing. And yeah, like I said, I was hoping to even hit higher numbers too by the end, and you never know, because we still have till the 19th. We're getting damn close. I think 25K is going to happen. I'm very confident on that. So any backers who back from day one up until the 19th, you guys are going to get that ash can added, along with obviously the bookmark, and then a surprise gift. I'm not saying what the surprise gift is. I want people, when they get it and they open it up, they'll see what it is. I'm doing something a little bit different because I want people to be very happy. Because I think sometimes, like for Christmas, if you know exactly what you get, aren't you like a little bummed out? The surprise is always a good thing.
Yeah, I know people who run around like with their moms and right before Christmas time, and they're like, "Oh, I want this," and they pick it up, and they're like, "Okay, but you're getting it for Christmas." What the hell is that? Who does that shit?
Bitch.
To answer Camara's question from earlier, he said, "Who did your Xenotype logo?" That was actually Odie. I paid in the end $600 to various different graphic designers to give me a Xenotype logo, and I didn't really get one that I was satisfied with. I wanted something nice and iconic that was like ours, and I kept getting stuff that looked like band logos of other bands and stuff. It was too thin. It wouldn't pass the look at it from 10 feet test, And so in the end, I was like, dude, I've spent $600 at this point. Do you want to try making a logo? And he's like, yeah, I can do it. He whipped it up in 30 minutes.
Wow.
Yeah, he just was like, bip, 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 bip. And I was like, hey, what if we put the logo, like the symbol of life from alchemy, into as the O, right? And he's like, oh yeah, I can do that. Done. And that's our logo. We just checked it off the list of things we needed and moved on.
That's awesome. By the way, yeah, hail Drew. He's really awesome, man. He's got the second book coming out soon for Captain Love. This one is the Pirate King, I believe. I'm having a little bit of a brain fart, but yeah. So everyone check that one out. Hold on, I'm just checking real quick. I had other messages as well, but yeah. So there's a lot going on in the world with these projects. So I know a lot of us are trapped inside anyway. So I think it's wise, it's smart. Pick up some of these books. It's a good thing. Like I said, I have a few that are shipping immediately. Through the Woods is going to be printed in the U.S. I'm gonna print in April. So I might be able to fulfill as soon as by maybe like the end of April. So it's going to be a lot of work. I'm going to be very busy with all that. Still juggling a whole lot of things. But yeah. Oh yeah, Ben. Hey, how are we doing, buddy?
Hey Ben, how you doing, Benjamin? Yo, Deadwood, are you still with us, brother?
Yeah.
Say something. You've been quiet this whole time. Grace people with your presence.
I'm just letting the artist speak.
Yeah, I want to hear what you
talk
got to say.
about
what do you think about Through the Woods as someone from the chat? What's your opinion? Be brutally honest. Make him cry.
I like the fact that it pissed off Renfamous. That's a really good thing.
Good memory.
Yeah, man. Me too. in good company with all the sexy women that I draw. It really pissed her off. You know, when you're an overweight has-been cosplayer who's a professional troll, when you see women, I guess, like, if you get into her mindset, yeah, I'd be jealous too. But you know what? Like I said, eat healthy, do some squats, go to the gym. You could better yourself. You don't have to be jealous of artwork. Try to get a body that's good again.
Yeah. But here's the thing. Here's the danger zone for a lot of people in Comicsgate is when you center all of your content around someone like a Renfamous, because it's the same thing that got Gamergate into trouble. They weren't really able to get out of that mold. They just kept talking about, what's her name? Anita Sarkeesian. And they just did that over and over again.
And Zoe Quinn. And God, I wish that Zoe Quinn just disappeared with Gamergate. But instead, she floated over like a parasite and latched herself onto comic books. And people gave her work. And then she sunk fucking... sorry.
Yeah, but here's the thing. It's like, in Comicsgate, I mean, you guys are creating books, you know? When you make content every day about someone like Renfamous that doesn't do anything, she doesn't do shit.
She has nothing of value to even really say or offer. Her criticisms aren't even that.
She is not a peer. She is not a peer. She doesn't deserve the respect of making videos about her all day. So I mean,
she's someone who dresses up like other characters that people find sexy in the hope that someone will want to fuck her because she just never.
With that weird Scott Pilgrim character, but it's not just her too. It's other people like the Comic Book Hut. You know, these are not peers. You know, when Ethan Van Sciver makes videos about these guys, it's like they're only around because you give them that power.
Yeah. No, I'm not going to agree with you there. They will be around no matter what, saying the stupid bullshit that they say, but the attention that they would get. Sorry.
I'm going to agree with Dale on that as well. That obviously, if you keep bringing them up, people are going to look into who they are, and again, you're going to give them importance that they don't deserve. That's why I never did that either. People say, "Oh, dude, it's great that she attacked her." I said, "How is this great?" I really don't care. Like I've had her blocked. She blocked me a long ass time ago. But you know, she finds just stupid ways to try to regurgitate her poison and get her dumb fucking cronies to come at you. Yeah, I know I got a bump in sales anyway, just because I guess of that stupid attention. But for me, it didn't matter. I didn't engage with her. Like I just did what I did before on stream, and that's all I'm gonna do because I don't know who the fuck this person is from a hole in the wall. Other than
that's her future career path. So,
but on top of that too, these disgusting people, they're hired from the companies. Because I've been very vocal about Joe Quesada because he's ripped me off multiple times. You know, and I say it not to attack. I say it to let fans be aware of the horrible, evil, nasty things that are going on in these companies, right? And these shitty people who are in these positions, and they've been fucking up comics for such a long time. And now, you know, there's a reason why everything is falling to shit. There's a reason why they're getting fired or demoted. You know, this stuff is happening because it deserves to happen.
They've entrenched their sludge, like their toxic fucking roots so far into the company that even when they're laid off, all the people left in their wake are all their people. So the next person to just step into the fucking role is just another one, is just someone just as bad as fucking they were in the first place and is their buddy. So it's just this endless toxic cycle of just shit climbing atop shit until everything falls over. It's a mess.
Ignore their fucking bullshit. If they start with you, just mute them, delete them, whatever. If they really hit personal stuff, you know, give them their little shot here and there when you get a chance. But for the most part, you know, they don't matter. This stuff matters. Entertainment, the entertainment we're creating matters because we're growing something special again. They're destroying it and we're elevating. That's all we've been doing nonstop. And that's why they can't stand us. Because they go, there's no place for this type of stuff anymore. Sexiness, cool stories, original ideas. Fuck you. There's plenty of room for that. This is what people want.
Don't you know, Vinny? All of the comic book stories have already been told. You're wasting your time. There's no more stories to tell, Vinny. Everyone knows that.
there's between 60 and 80 years worth of regurgitated fucking shit that we've been seeing in the mainstream. All of this stuff is brand new properties. That's why I didn't go straight up with a superhero from the get-go. A lot of people go, why don't you do it? I have superhero characters. I'm not doing them yet. I want to tell these fucking cool stories. I'm kind of doing it how it started with like pulp stuff, with these horror stories, with these kind of ghost elements. City of Venus, the way that I did this one, it's going to slowly evolve into some sort of like a superhero type book, but not how you expect. I'm trying to approach things in different ways. I'm a storyteller. I want to get these cool things out there because I believe as a fan, like what I'm creating, I'm a fan of. So I think other people are going to enjoy it as well. And from what I've been seeing, people have been enjoying it. There is nobody who came to me saying this book was horrible, blah, blah, blah. I've never had that. You know, some people might have some issues here or there, but for the most part, they love what I've been creating. So I'm going to keep doing that. And I'm going to keep listening. If something isn't working or clicking, I'm going to hear them out on it, and maybe I'll tweak things. It depends.
That's exactly the reason I started asking people about sex appeal on the other stream the other day, because instead of just tripling down and being like, well, I know what I'm going to do, this is my vision, I was like, hey, what does the audience actually want? Am I neglecting a large portion of the audience that, you know, would gain, you know, enjoyment from me considering that more in my work or in future work that I produced? And we've got to have that consideration. We cannot continue to elevate and exalt these creators that are building eidolons and monoliths to their narcissism. We have to produce content that will enrich the lives of those who read it, that will excite them and be fun, and aren't just ways to stroke our own ego and narcissism. It's absolutely essential.
Yeah. And ultimately, I just want to know if you guys want my money. That's all I really care about. I just want to be respected.
And of course we respect you. Of course we do.
That's 100% what you get, man. That's why I invited you on here as well. You've been a supporter, not just for the books, but, you know, for us, right? You've been really fucking cool. I took the time to check you out as well and what you've been doing. I enjoy what you have to say, because our voices are all, I think, the same. We want this good stuff. We want better things out there, and it's up to us to create it, because the mainstream is either brainwashed or cutting deals or fucking pedophile, whatever weird stories that they're doing, or what's the disgusting things everyone knows between Hollywood, these corporations and these comic book companies. There's a lot of dirty shit going down. You know, and that's why I said it too. A lot of these people, they are spineless, or they're these fucking snakes. People like Dan Didio, the stuff that he's been doing.
Weak men create bad times. That's where we are. Now it's time for strong men to create good times. That's it.
Exactly. Because I brought this up on that stream too, right? When EVS talked about when he went into the offices and Dan Didio pulled him over and goes, 52 is never going to last. It's never going to last. Well, excuse me. You're someone in a position of power. How come it's not going to last? And if you think it's not going to last, then why don't you step up? Why don't you get other people and creators to get on your side to make it last? Why would you?
I think 52. I think 52 gets a lot of criticism, but it worked pretty good at resetting things and keeping things strong and getting everything to a modern point. If they had have just thought a little bit harder about how to keep the established fan base invested in what they had done, like if instead of maybe saying, "Oh, we're going to retcon the whole thing out," if they had have just said, "We're doing the new 52 and we're just going to say that it's this." It's Earth 14, and we're just going to have the current DC universe focused in Earth 14, and all the stuff you love still over there. It's not changed. It's all over there. You can have it, but we're just going to be telling stories Earth 14. I think they wouldn't have had the problems and the resistance that they had from people, and they sort of backpedaled with that a little bit, like with Superman and a few other things. So it was sort of, but as a general sort of rule of thumb, I think that Rebirth went well. I think the new 52 sort of went well. I thought the stories were kind of cool. We had some interesting angles and stuff, but that's just me. I know that I'm not the majority.
No, I mean, like I ended up picking up some of that stuff, and I wasn't a big DC fan, so like I was interested in what they were doing. What I read, there were certain things I was like, yeah, this is pretty cool. Like I'll get on board for it. But again, like you said, it failed because it wasn't well thought out. A lot of it was just kind of out of nowhere. And a lot of those artists and writers were also fucking confused on what was going on. because there wasn't a proper plan.
Yeah, the core engineer behind it, which we sort of all know who that is, but I won't say out of respect, should have been given more power and control. Instead, he was undermined, and they backpedaled. And because they backpedaled, things didn't go quite as smoothly as the transition should have been.
Right. I do think so. But hey, Jeff, I'm glad that you got it. I hope you're going to love that book.
Great.
But yeah, man, thank you so much for that. Yeah, and again, with that whole DC thing too, and I think the other major problem is having someone like Jim Lee design everything. Like he's some kind of special master. There's things he's good at and things he's really bad at. And I think most of the aesthetics and the looks that he did on that New 52 hurt it a lot.
Batman looked fantastic. Superman didn't work. Green Arrow kind of worked. They introduced a bunch of these old characters and stuff, and they just flopped. And I thought, wow, this was a real chance to really have them become an iconic part of the DC universe, and he just fell all over his face.
Yeah, man. I got to say, yeah, we have Kami Mark is in the house now, too. Hail, brother.
Hello. Speaking of monoliths to narcissism, here I am.
We really love you.
If you give me a full screen for a second.
I've been bad-mouthing you all day, Kami Mark.
I know, I heard you chatting about my feather boa in it. Like, but I got a dead fox one instead, you see. Like,
Peter's going to love that.
It's got two tails in it. Like I don't know what kind of horrific accident it was in. But,
a mutation.
Weird, isn't it? Like it's got a face too. You want to see?
Yeah, give us a look. Oh wow! I don't even. What do you? It is a fox, right? Yeah.
Look at those eyes.
Yeah.
$1 million communist.
Yeah, so I'm in the bourgeoisie now, innit? Like, I just need to get some Elton John sunglasses, like you suggested.
Holy shit!
Movers and shakers, man. Movers and shakers.
Absolutely, man.
Making those big bucks.
You know it. And
we were also talking about North Korea too.
Yeah. Like, I was in bed, innit? Like, I've got to be at work in like 3 hours, and I just couldn't sleep. And then you was like, "Come on," and it was like, "Fine." Like, so here I am.
Yeah, like I said, whenever you want, even if you want to bow out, if you just want to say hello and dip, I don't care.
No, I'm going to stay awake now, innit? It's too late to bother going to sleep.
Gotcha. That's why you had to smoke, right? But yeah, that's what I mean. We got good people here, great creators. Mark's got a fucking cool book. If you got a link, throw it in the private, and I'll just copy and paste it and pop it up. But yeah, there is what was it? North Korea bestest comic ever? Or?
Yeah, The Adventures of Kim Il Sung and Best Korea. It's called.
There you go.
It's a very simple title. I don't know how people keep tripping up on it.
Yeah, very simple.
That's not it. Hang on, I sent you the wrong thing.
Oh, all right. But
hello, Mr. Bancroft. I see you in the chat. I see you there.
Yeah, so I'm on £931 now, which means that I am £69, hail 69, away from reaching that first stretch goal in it, like where I'll be. Vinny, when I was on your show last week or whatever, you was asking if there were stretch goals, and I didn't have any at the time, and I hadn't worked any out.
Right. So
what I'm doing is I've ordered tens of thousands of North Korean won that will be arriving at my house. I'm going to be redistributing to the backers and it, like as a, communism and it. You get your money back.
Yeah, you're fucking nuts. Yeah, this whole project just looks hilarious. Everything about it. Yeah, Mark knows what he was doing with this. That's what I'm saying. We have so much to offer. We got comedy books. We've got so many different things. Manga, regular comics. Dude, it's insane. It's insane what we're doing. But it's working, and we're all having fun, right? Dude, it's been smiles throughout, and that's what it's supposed to be. It shouldn't be about these overweight, old menopausal women who think that they're the voice to a superhero, right? I mean, come on. Shit needs to change.
Especially when they sit there having day-long rants about the dangers of toxic masculinity, and they're meant to be personifying, the masculine ideal of heroism, and it's something that they utterly detest. Why exactly is this person writing about, heroes and characters that have man in their name as a defining part of the character?
Can you imagine if I wrote like a Barbie comic, that's the equivalent in it, of Gail Simone getting He-Man or something?
Can you imagine if I wrote a Barbie comic?
It would be sick, no doubt.
Could you imagine if I drew one?
Yeah.
That's shit, man. And that's what I'm saying. It's crazy what they're doing. But going back for a minute too on what Liam was saying, like he asked about I got another stream about TNA, how much is too much or whatnot. I do think there should be a fine line. I think you could bring a lot of sexiness to comics without being too gratuitous either. I think when it's too over the top, when it's like crotch shot after crotch shot, or just tits in the face all the time, I think that shit just gets so boring so quickly. It kills the storytelling elements as well. Someone like J. Scott Campbell, where he could draw sexy women and it's fine with the story. Like Danger Girl wasn't about TNA, but there were hot chicks doing these missions that, basically James Bond stuff. I mean, there's ways of doing it where it's very entertaining, and it doesn't have to be pure TNA in your face 24 fucking 7.
How much sex is in Best Korea?
There's no sex. There's not even any women, really. It definitely doesn't pass the Bechdel test or whatever the fuck it's called. There aren't pictures of Korean women from those days.
Yeah. And this is Captain Fuckhead's cover. He was asking who was the cover artist. It's him.
Yeah.
I like how we just kind of threw it out there. Hail Zaid Comics. I don't know which one you are, but hail, brother.
That's great. They drive around like they're Miami rock stars. I love it.
Yeah, right. Yeah, they got Magic Cop. Keep backing that one. He's got a new project coming out soon as well.
His new project is makes Magic Cop look bad. That's how good it is. It's so fucking
Joe Ball is in that one as well. I mean, there's a lot of cool stuff. Like I said, this year it's
like a whole next level. It's like 2020 is like, boom, we're gonna shatter that. We're gonna shatter that 10 million goal, man. We just gotta push.
I've already contributed 1.4 million this year. We still got lots of time to go.
Yeah, you communist son of a bitch.
Andino threw me off with his new avatar photo, but he says, "Why is Shaun of the Dead dressed like a commie?"
Someone else said that I look like Simon Pegg as well.
There are worse insults.
Just a bit.
Definitely.
Now you got to tell us. We're just gonna have a pint at the Winchester.
Yeah. It'll blow over.
Holy shit, dude! Yeah, it's been crazy.
Yeah, I love that film. It's so good on meta level. There's loads of scenes where they reuse the same dialogue but change the tone, and the setting.
Yeah,
so clever that film is.
It really is. I love that kind of shit. But what was I going to say?
Is there anyone in the chat right now that has not bought Xenotype yet? Because I bet you that every single person here has. Can you just hit 1 if you haven't bought Xenotype yet? That's what I thought. There's a bit of a delay. But yeah, let's talk about Sunswarm while we wait.
Yes. We want to cover this. This is Red's project. It's this awesome novel he's been working on. So, Red, tell us a little bit about this one.
Yeah, man, this is epic space fantasy at its finest. I know Star Wars has kind of been a disappointment to us all, so we need something new and fresh. And it's interesting because it, part of this kind of also ties into the theme of what we were discussing earlier. You said with City of Venus, how that's kind of based on a possible future, that kind of thing. Mm-hmm. We got kind of a similar thing going here. What happens when you have a near perfect utopian society, and something awful, comes down on it, and shit goes awry. That's kind of the starting point here in this book. But you have the Astral Union, where everyone is taken care of. You have your occasional dicketry going on. They have a military force just to keep the peace. But, at the same time, it also kind of deals with when you have that utopian society, where do all the means come from to make everyone happy, to keep everybody sustained? Because, resources are finite. It's another theme we play with. And, of course, there's always things going on in the background. You got there's a lot of elements. We mainly focus on the action and the cool shit, but there's some not I don't want to say political elements, but see, the thing is, every story is going to have a political element to it. It's just we deal with the politics of this society in this story. We don't bring Orange Man into it.
Yeah. We don't bring our shit into the fictional worlds we're creating. We're having fun, and whatever's going down in those books pertain to those books only.
Absolutely. Yeah, for sure. We got Bitchin' Space Knights. We got cool cosmic mystics. Everything that you love and want to see. Almost, I've been kind of billing this as Star Wars meets Green Lantern, but that's not exactly accurate. As it's just kind of a theme,
something to associate it with.
Yeah, that I think people can relate to and kind of understand kind of where it's coming from in that regard. I'm going to keep. I like
the image that you've got just in that bottom left, where it's kind of almost Shovel Knight-ish. It's.
Yeah,
I'll forgive you, Lola. You got babies to feed. So.
Yeah, I've been working on with a few people on some concept art, and that's another thing we're trying to do with this is there will be an option to have a visual companion come along with this, so you can. They'll be filled with concept art. I'll put some commentary in there, just what I was thinking. As the process went on, there'll be a galaxy map, and trying to bring in several artists on that. To help out Comicsgate. We want to keep it a Comicsgate product, even though it's a novel. You know what I mean?
Hell yeah,
for sure.
And you are going to be making some announcements coming soon, right?
Absolutely. Actually, I've already kind of started. The amazing cover is finished. So I've been kind of releasing that in bits and pieces.
I've said it before. I've said it before in another stream, but I really think that Sunsworn: Edge of Annihilation is a really, really great title. I think that's just fantastic. Yeah, so good job.
It sounds like it's already a thing, doesn't it? When you have a word, you're like, that sounds like it's a thing already, like Sunsworn.
I appreciate that. And I have to credit Liam, because it was initially the Sunsworn. And when he first saw it, he said, hey, I have a suggestion for you. Maybe remove the. And I was actually toying around with which way to go on that beforehand. I threw in I don't know. But Liam made that suggestion, and the more I thought about it, the more I thought, that's probably a good idea.
I think that it's exactly. It's like Comic Mark said, it sounds iconic. So you throw the in front of it, and you're like, whereas if you just go Sunsworn, Edge of Annihilation, you are now the Sunsworn guy. You know what I mean? Like, boom, Sunsworn. And
it's much more powerful on its own.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're definitely right about that, Liam, and I thank you.
We're all about lifting each other up, helping each other up. I offer a lot of criticism to people because I want to try and help, and some people don't take it very well, but I'm always trying to be helpful in my own way. I'm never trying to tear anyone down, and I'm not always right, but I usually am right.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, that's something I've noticed about you. Yeah, there's you're a very critical guy, but not in a bad way at all. It's always well intended, and there's never any malice. Like you said, you're just trying to help people out.
Exactly. Yeah. I know our first chat, we bounced back and forth with a lot of different topics, but when we did hit the creative part of it, that's the cool thing is when there's another creator who sees the same way that you do, right? That's why we really mesh with how we're looking at different campaigns, how we're looking at these projects. So it's have an open mind. Understand what's going on, and that way you're able to view things in a different lens. And when it comes down to seeing things that might not stand out properly, or things could be tweaked a little bit, then you even have that knowledge you could give to other people. It's that thing. We're snowballing things. We're helping each other because we keep building more and more, and that's what's going to work. That's why we're having so much fun, man. That's why these books
and the customer deserves the best. We need to take it back to the 1980s. We need to have a creative revolution. We need to have franchises that will endure the next 20 or 30 years so that kids can grow up on them and enjoy them, because the ones that are currently out there are not worth the money that they're spent producing. So everything needs to be top quality. And guess what? These franchises that are now iconic, Doctor Who, Star Wars, Star Trek, they weren't created by one man. Like, one man might have the credits, but these were created by committee, by people with vision, by actors and co-writers and collaboration. So if you think that you're going to be the next George Lucas because you sit in a bubble, realize that George Lucas had editors that made those first movies absolutely fantastic. He had great actors. He had great vision. It's not enough to just sit there and throw money at someone and say, do what I say. We have to elevate each other, elevate one another, provide the best stuff we can.
So I love the idea of George Lucas making Star Wars completely by himself and playing all of the roles, like he's doing all of the CGI, like he's banging shoes together and stuff. Going, boom! He's so funny.
Holy shit!
Oh gosh.
But yeah, absolutely, we're going to be pumping the shit out of this week. This is the lead up. I'm planning on launching soon. Probably either Friday or next week. That's what I'm looking at.
Oh,
right
wow,
now.
that's soon. How much is written?
How much is written? I'm currently editing the second draft right now.
Fantastic. So it's done. You're just in edits.
Yes.
What's the page count like? What's that page count like?
Well, as you know, when you're
depends on the font
editing,
size,
yeah, a lot of what's going on right now is cutting the fat. So probably I'm going to estimate in the ballpark, of 350 to 360 pages.
Nice. Yeah, nice.
Oh, wow.
That's a pretty solid.
That's a real book, isn't it? That's a real size book.
Is this a complete closed story, or is this just the beginning of the Sun Swan saga, and there will be like part one in a series of books?
This is the very beginning of a saga. I have. I'm not gonna pull a George Lucas and say I have the entire thing mapped out and ready to go. I have 6 books roughly mapped out right now, and each book will be a self-contained story that will lead into the next one. So, you don't necessarily have to. Well, especially with this one, obviously, there's nothing to come before it, but you're gonna want to read what's come before. But you can enjoy each story on their own, because each story, each book will be its own story.
Totally.
Awesome.
That's killer. And real quick, did you want to make any announcements? At least who the cover artist is?
I'll make an announcement on the cover artist. I don't want to unveil the cover just yet, because I'm still soaking it in, because it's so beautiful. But we have the great Vinnieart on the cover.
Fantastic.
Fantastic. I've heard of that guy.
He's been itching about this. He's been wanting me to say it, and I just didn't want to, but here we are.
Well, but again, it's not like I'm not leaking anything.
What I wanted to do is punch people in the face with it, Vinny. When we get there, be like, boom, Vinnieart in your face.
Listen,
so with your sort of logo placement, are you going to place it at the bottom of the page and have the character sort of standing up over it, like a sort of pyramid formation, or are you going to put it at the top? Like,
it will be at the top. That's a cool suggestion. Though maybe we'll do every other.
Yeah, it's no big deal. I'm just curious because I'm just looking at the way it's shaped, and it's got a flat line across the bottom, and so sometimes you see, like in my mind, I'm thinking of a Masters of the Universe thing with the guy standing there holding a sword up, and the thing under at his feet.
Yeah, no, you will absolutely be blown away by this cover.
Yeah, I'm sure it'll be fantastic. Yeah, no, Vinny's one of the best at what he does. Hail to the king, baby.
And what I do is very nice.
Definitely going to be good.
Yeah, you're going to be seeing bits and pieces of it appearing throughout the week. There's already two posted, so check them out.
It's just going to be the word Sun Swan at the top, and then 2 beautiful bum cheeks underneath it.
Great, man. You just spoiled it. God.
Yeah, thanks a lot. Who leaked this to Commie Mark?
So it's the Reds. They're in everything. So can't trust anyone.
Yeah, like I said, don't worry anyway, because we have 27 people that are watching live, and we're an hour and 34 minutes into the stream. So it's not like spilling that info that I'm the guy who did do the cover. It's not like it's going to blow up everywhere. I think you're going to still be punching people in the face with it.
Okay, so tell us about the protagonist of Sunswarm. What's his name? Who is he? Tell us about him.
There are several. This one is mainly going to focus, we'll say, on two. We have an up-and-comer. His name is Trip Vengeance. He is a mystic who is kind of finding his way in the galaxy. When shit goes down, he's kind of left to his own devices. But the major protagonist in this one is named Aster Sunsworn. He's an Astral Templar, one of the best at what he does. So he's one of those people everyone kind of looks to when there's a problem. And boy, is there a problem. So it kind of begins with him having a bit of a problem of his own. So when disaster strikes the galaxy, he's not exactly in a position to help immediately. So things kind of tend to spiral out of control quickly in the beginning.
Can I ask a question? Because I'm trying to do it in my video theater in my mind thing at it.
Sure.
The Sunsworn fellow, is he the guy in the armor with the koala ears, or the guy with the scythe?
He is the knight you see in bronze. Actually, the post I just made on Twitter features him a close up. Do you want me to pull that up, Vinny?
Yeah, if you want to pull it up.
Please do, yeah. That would be great.
Go for it. I'll share screen.
So the Sunsworns are like a dynasty or something?
They are, I wouldn't call it a dynasty. They're a renowned
family. Call it a dynasty. That's how
Hey, Abel. I loved the picture you just sent me, my friend. You're on the right path. Lean heavily into that and continue your development.
Yeah, they're major players in the galaxy. Like the family line is, you're basically almost expected to become an Astral Templar as a Sunsworn. So and great things are expected from them. Here you go, man.
Let's have a look at this.
That's a close-up shot. We're just taking, just cutting bits and pieces out of this for teasing purposes.
Yeah,
that looks a lot less koala-y.
Yeah,
you've got to be able to visualize narwhal style. Like you've got on the brain, my friend.
I wanted to give a little bit more of some realistic, tangible looking stuff for sure. So yeah, I went kind of like with that ram horns type of deal.
So are those ram horns from an actual space creature that he had to slay as some rite of passage to place onto the helmet, or are they just an aesthetic?
They are an aesthetic. The armor he's wearing, Astral Templars are given, it's called sin skin, synthetic skin. There's a housing unit placed in their upper back when they become Astral Templars, filled with these nano organisms that they can kind of shape and create the armor however they want, really. So each representation of an Astral Templar's armor is kind of a representation of who they are on the inside, like a reflection on their personality.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, I like the horns.
Yeah, man. So yeah, who would win in a fight?
Oh, yeah, that's a good question.
Yeah, Deathsworn or
well,
Sunsworn?
I would have to read Deathsworn first to know.
Look at that. He's very fair.
Yeah, well, that's you don't want to say like, oh, my character could kick your character's butt, because that's like playground high school shit. I hate that.
Yeah,
listen. When people go, oh, Hulk can beat Superman. I was like, fucking, do you read Superman comics? Do you know what you like? Do you understand? Like,
yeah, listen, I'm not Mike S. Miller. I'm not going to come in here and say, oh, this is like Captain America, but 10 times better because he's stronger, he's faster, he's better trained, and he's racist.
Oh God.
And when you start saying shit like that, it kind of degrades your character, because you have the immediate Mary Sue / Gary Stu shit.
Not my character.
So petty.
My character is the most powerful, and he is a Mary Sue by design, and it.
Who's your character? Who's your character?
Oh, Kim Il Sung, and it.
Oh yeah, okay. So
anything that he wants.
You brought that up, and I just thought, okay, is there? Okay, I know what this is now. All right.
Yeah, there will definitely be struggles, no matter how powerful these characters are. You're going to see struggle. You're going to see development.
Are these Jedi level? These at Templars? Are they Space Marine sort of level? Where would you place them on the sort of scale of the crisis that they would deal with? Like,
that's a good question. They are, they don't have the powers of a Jedi. They can't tap into a Force like power or anything like that. But they're highly trained. And they're, basically pulled from the best of the military, and then given these special devices and equipment on top of it to help them succeed in their goals. So, Space Marine would probably be a more accurate analogy.
But these guys are natural born soldiers. They're not genetically engineered for war or anything like that. They have lives outside of their service and stuff.
Correct. Well, they kind of, they begin with lives outside of their service, but the more they get into it, once you become a Templar, that basically becomes your life.
So they're kind of like the dread cops who sort of get indoctrinated into the thing, and then that's their whole existence, the lore.
Very similar, yeah. They are allowed to have a life. They can contact people. They're not isolated or anything like that.
And they have children.
They can have children. Each one's individual, but those children will probably be raised in a single parent home.
do these Templars work for a space religion like Scientology or something?
They do not. There is a space religion, but they're not a part of it.
Okay.
Yeah, and
Is their role? Are they law enforcement, or are they military, or are they independent of the system of government that governs the universe that you've developed?
Yeah, in this universe, the military and the police force are basically the same thing. They're not, they're not overbearing. They're just kind of there to, protect and keep the peace just in case. Because you do have, bad elements in the galaxy. You have some space pirates floating around, but for the most part, it is an all but utopian society. Everybody's provided for, but you always have those bad elements that are going to cause problems. So that's why they exist. And the galaxy hasn't always been a peaceful place. So the military that's in place now is kind of a remnant from harder times.
Okay, now that's interesting. And finally, my final hardline question for is space socialism. No,
it's space communism. That's what it's called.
What is the rival or enemy factional force that these knights stand in opposition to? You mentioned it's a utopia. So what is it that they are primarily opposed to?
Well, let me put it this way. We're dealing with a single galaxy here in an entire universe. So what's going to happen is there's things going on beyond the borders of the Astral Union that the Union is not necessarily aware of. And some they actually are. But there's going to be a problem from the past that comes back to haunt the galaxy. Actually, people who weren't even involved in that problem when it began, for the most part. But they're going to have to deal with the aftermath and the quest for vengeance that comes out of that.
Okay, cool. But you sort of skirted my question. What do they deal with? What are these guys? We know that generally, like, give us something. Give us a tangible grasp of what this enemy is. Is it like a dark mirror of themselves, or is it like the Zerg? Like is it like, are they facing like an alien invasion, or are they facing like
they fight Poppy?
Yeah, are they fighting Bro Kabirs? Like just
Poppy.
Has someone just cloned a bunch of row heads and grafted them onto soldiers and destroyed them in force?
No, none of the above. Actually, it will be a foreign invasion of an empire that grew out of someone who departed the Astral Union centuries ago.
Yep. Okay, so these are humans, or is there mixed alien sort of races? Like,
yeah, there's gonna be a speckling of mixed alien races. It's predominantly human, I would say, but yeah, of course you're going to have aliens.
Are those
Like an
alien?
Like it's predominantly humans fighting humans in a world where there are aliens, a bit like Star Wars.
Yes.
Sort of. Awesome. Cool. Sorry for drilling you. I do that with everyone now. I'm like, tell me
Oh
stuff.
no, that's all right. I actually
Yeah.
like that because I don't have my pitch nailed down just yet. So I like that, the probing questions, because it forces me to dig deep. I have a tendency to ramble when I'm talking about things I'm passionate about. So I appreciate the the probe, the specific questions. And to answer Chimera's question, I've been writing this for on and off for about 2 years now. In January, following The Last Jedi, is when I started. If that gives you an idea of where I'm coming from with this.
That's awesome. Yeah,
I do like the gold and silver design. I think it's nice. It looks good. It sort of reminds me, if you're familiar with in Rifts, there's this type of power armor called the Glitter Boy. And it's sort of like that's through Palladium. I did a bunch of work for them, so
yeah, I'm quite familiar with Palladium and Rift.
Well, it's like it's reflective. That for those in the audience that don't know, it like reflects lasers, so it's shiny. Because lasers light. I always thought that was really neat.
Cool, man.
Yeah,
hard
for
boil.
sure.
Take it easy, man. Thanks for dropping by.
Have a good night, brother.
This picture really says mythology to me, and it I feel like. I'm sure with the rest of the image it'll say space mythology, but that's what you're going for, and it so that picture nails it, I reckon.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, there's gonna be a kind of a meshing of old and new. I've always enjoyed that kind of stuff. I really like to see like sci-fi versions of older cultures. I think that's really cool.
The most important question: how much alien titty milk is involved in the story?
We have nothing planned for alien titty milk, but we want to appeal to everyone, so we'll see what we can do. Maybe we'll have an alien titty milk tier where you can drink the milk.
Squeeze in that milk.
Holy shit!
Well, this looks.
This story seems really awesome. And the other stuff that like Red's told me that I don't think he wants repeated yet, but this is definitely.
How well does this need to do for us to convince you to grab an artist and do it as a comic?
Oh, listen, you don't even have to convince me. That's part of my long-term plan. Between the novels, obviously novels take a while to write, so I was planning on dropping some Sunsworn comics as well in between.
Because it's really great that you're doing novels. Novels are great, and I think that there is definitely still a market for novels, but you do have strong visuals, as we can see there. We know that Vinny's very talented. He wouldn't have taken on the project if you didn't have a clear vision.
Oh, for sure. I aggravated Vinny a little bit with this.
I wouldn't say so. You keep saying that, but you didn't. The cool thing was, though, I gotta say the cool thing was, I did like this a prior stream, so he could see me working on it while I was doing the layouts and stuff. And if there was things a little bit not to his liking, or he envisioned it a different way, I was able to tweak it around a bit.
Vinny is awesome to work with real time, let me tell you.
It raises a depressing but somewhat accurate point. He says no one reads anymore, and that is somewhat true. So have you considered how much it would cost to hire someone to do an audio version of your book that you could sell alongside the physical version, like a voice?
Yeah,
is that something in your budget?
Yeah, I absolutely have. I'm going to add that as a stretch goal, but it's going to be a high stretch goal because I have considered it. I have looked into it. It is not cheap.
Your voice is not an unpleasant voice. You could probably read it yourself and sound with a little practice, right, and pull off a decent reading. Because you do have that nice deep baritone, but you might need to get some ladies for lady roles and stuff like that.
Oh, naturally.
He could certainly be the narrator, couldn't he? Like, you'd happily accept Red as a narrator.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's definitely something I've considered and looked into, and I would love to do that.
Because
Red, he's done a lot of like the voiceover stuff for people's campaigns, including mine. And I think he did it on Captain Love as well. Red's got a voice for it, and I think it would work very, very well.
And I'll say this as well: the reading is not as dead as people think. There's quite a few readers that still exist out there. A lot of them are digital readers, but they are still out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know people who that's all they do. They use books on their iPads, and they just recently. So
I'm being quiet because I'm being rude.
Did someone tell you that? Did someone shut you up, Liam?
Justin yelled at me in the chat.
Oh no.
Yeah, he cut me off a couple times, but it's all right because what Liam has to say is usually pretty good. If he was being a dick about it, I mean, yo, calm down. I'm going to mute you. I'm going to put you in a timeout, but I didn't do that because Liam's all right.
Yeah, Vinny's even got a dunce cap he throws on people.
Yeah. And I write them nasty letters too.
Yeah, so absolutely. Yeah, this is the week for it, man. If you haven't signed up for the mailing list, I would encourage you to do that. There's going to be a special secret tier for mailing list backers. So look forward to that. We're going to offer a little bit of a discount and maybe an exclusive print.
Beautiful. Yeah, it's going to be a good thing. Yeah, man. So yeah, sign up to the mailing list. How do I go back to that? There we go. Yeah. So yeah, sign up on this. I do have the link is in the description on YouTube. So yeah, check that out. Yeah, keep backing these great books. You know,
He's a great channel. He's got a great channel, great content. He's a good dude. For the community knows him, so trust him to know what's good and know the difference between good and bad. He's spoken as a critic for some time, so if he holds himself to those same standards, then you should have a high quality product that you'll enjoy.
Yeah, and I read he's going to have a lot of great stuff on this campaign, so definitely keep your eye out on it. Sign up as soon as you can. Check out his channel. He's doing great videos. Yeah, Liam's right about that. And yeah, speaking of Liam, we want to see these numbers go up for him because this project, this project's killer. You got another one.
Whoever that was, that's a good in the chat. Thank you.
Hell yeah, and that's what I mean. He's got a manga project, but you know the colored version is going to be like a traditional American comic as well. The way, so you have your option. Right? Odie is a super talent. This kid is fucking. I've been in a couple of live drawing streams with him. He is a very genuine person as well. Yeah, he just wants to stay out there, and that's why he's worked his hardest to be the best of all fucking time. And I think at his age,
no one ever was.
Yeah, he's on a level. Totally.
It's exciting times, and thank you to everyone and I know that you guys have been backing Cyberfrog and backing all this other stuff, and I don't want you to think that I'm just trying to shake money out of you guys, but give this a look. Keep it in the back of your mind. Tell your friends that might be into anime or manga or just sort of horror or dark science fiction. This series is really going to find a place in their hearts. It's really exciting. It's really great.
Yeah, and he's got amazing stuff. Even from the pages that are in here, there is stuff that's like very scary, grotesque, even at times, violent. But then he has very lighthearted, kind of whimsical stuff as well between the main character, because he's putting a little bit of everything in there. You're gonna see the journey of this kid, man, of this character and how he becomes what he's gonna become. This is the start of it all. This kid's journey is gonna go someplace big. So jump in on this as soon as you can. Because I backed it first day right away as soon as it launched. So yeah, it's Boner King approved.
Damn right.
Yes, Red Gaze approved as well. Yeah, I went with the color version, honestly, just because I didn't want to read backwards.
Yeah, I flip flop. If I have anything extra at the end of my campaigns and stuff too, I might go ahead and back both versions. But right now, yeah, I went from the traditional manga to color, and I might end up upgrading again. I don't know yet. It depends. I got a bank account when everything's said and done, because I have a lot on my plate. Because I want to bring the absolute best books to you guys. You know, this stuff isn't cheap. This is a lot of work. This is a lot of time. You know, and endless nights working like a dog. But we're putting out the best projects. We're putting out the highest quality stuff that the mainstream is never going to do anymore. You know, you might have those handful of gems here and there, and they're going to be like Elseworld stories, something that don't connect to the mainstream. and that's still a rarity. Over here at Comicsgate, all the stuff that we're doing is like that. It's very special. It's very limited, and we have the highest quality. I compared this, and other people have compared the floppy alone that I have on my books are far superior to anything you'll see in the mainstream. The covers feel like this thick, beautiful piece of cardboard with a glossy finish. The interior pages, the thickest pages you're going to find in a comic book. The print quality, the colors, and my printer, I was telling everyone about it. Other creators, I think Carl LaRoe, he might be doing it for Deathstorm, if I'm correct on that, because he got City of Venus and he was like, holy shit, Vinny, this is killer.
Well, that's what happened with John Malin's Graveyard Shift. I got Graveyard Shift and I was like, they can do this? They can do this level of quality? Why is this not coming? Like, what the hell? Like, I was so blown away by how good it was and just the production, how well it was held together, the page quality. Like, I was like, this is special. This is premium. This is Comicsgate. And I got all pumped up and excited about the production. Like,
totally. And I had talked to him as well. I talked to him about my printer because he said, like, there's, China, they're having some, well, with the coronavirus and everything else, everything is still kind of closed. So if there is too big of a delay or things aren't going to happen, I think he's looking to do some U.S. printing. And I told him about mine as well.
I think he mentioned Canada. I think
he mentioned Canada as well. I think he's looking at a couple different places, but I know when I was on with him and he came over on mine, we had talked about it as well. But he's aware of it. A lot of people are. A lot of books are going out like that. Grim Reaper, their book, same printer as mine. So the quality's out there. I believe Eric Weathers, his book as well is my printer. You're seeing it all over the place because we're trying to help out everybody because we want to bring the best product to everyone here. So it's going to be awesome, and we're going to just keep kicking ass.
Triple R. Look at that. If you want to see your Xenopappy, you got to tell your friends about it. You got to get people buying the book. It's the only way the Xenopappy sort of spin-off series is going to happen is if we get enough money for Xenotype to work, So if this is your dream, if that's really what you want, you got to tell your friends, man. You got to let them know. Let us do it.
Yeah, hold on. Yeah, they did it too. If you're still here, I did send you a link. I don't know if you were aware of that. I know we're wrapping up soon, but if you want to come on for a few minutes, you can.
For sure. What about you commie son of a bitch? Where are you printing? You printing? Actually, you know what? Funny story, man. Before you answer, look into printing in South Korea if you haven't, because it's actually very, very cheap.
Yeah. Well, I'm printing with Mixam as well, innit? Like, I have declared it the Comicsgate industry standard, like, because that's what everybody uses. Like, that in the campaign I said a respected publisher, like that's who it is, innit? Like, it's the industry standard.
Oh yeah, man, that's what we're talking about.
I did want to ask you this question while I got a bunch of people here. Did you watch my CG Battle Royale the other day? I think Liam appeared for a chunk.
No,
I caught the end of it. I caught the end of it.
So I have to catch that.
So there's 66 people all in teams of 2, and the computer makes them fight each other till everyone's dead, apart from one person in it. So Vinny was on a team with Frankie, and Hail Phil was with Brandon on a team. Liam was with Odie on a team. I was with Captain Fuckhead. Dale, he didn't make the cut, I'm afraid. There was only 66 people. But it's really funny. You should go back and watch it. Scott Narwhal and Von Klaus put together a real all-star panel for it. It was great.
Oh wow! Yeah, I want to check that out. Shit, I'm upset I missed it.
Yeah, I got on and I was like, oh damn, we're right at the end of the stream. I would have come and watched this if I knew that it was happening. Funny.
Yeah. How far did I get?
I can't remember. I know that Frankie lasted longer than you did.
Of course he did.
I only got like 4 days or something, and I don't think I even got to kill anyone.
I think it only lasted 10 days. What I should have done was took screenshots of like all the teams and stuff before I started it, but I didn't. Like,
yeah, that'd be good. Oh shit.
Well, check them again down the road if you've learned, do a rematch.
Yeah, so I said on the stream, people in the stream were saying, why is there no bad teams? Like, we want anti-CG in here as well. Like, so I said if I got 20 likes on the video, I'd do that, like, next time.
Then you're going to be threatened with 20 lawsuits.
Yeah, of course.
Because they all have lawyers on retainer.
Right. We're all afraid their lives are going to be like, it says that he killed me with a pool cue, on the library floor at 4 a.m. I fear I'm afraid for my life.
right up the back hole.
One of the things on the show that I was worried about was who was gonna kill EVS in it, like, because there would have been like a murmur in the chat in it, like when that happened. But he died first. He's just stepped off the podium and just blew up for no reason. And I was kind of like, actually, I think that works out like best for me. That's what happened.
Holy shit.
I'm watching that tonight.
You wouldn't want to go down as, Red Gaze, remember when he killed EVS?
Oh my god.
And it's interesting because you get to see who killed you and who you killed and stuff. Like, it's pretty fun.
Oh, nice. Yeah, we definitely have to check that out.
Yeah,
is this Roe, by the way? Because there's too much Poppy in this all the time. I've been seeing it all night. Roe, is this you?
I don't think so. I've seen people are around for a long time. I don't think it's Roe.
I don't think anyone. I don't think anyone in War Campaign has sock accounts. Fake accounts. I don't think.
Yeah. I was just curious because there's been a long night.
Triple R is a great dude. I keep calling him Triple X. That's where my mind's going.
Nice.
Wait, is your mind going to wrestling or pornography?
Justin McClure wants to know what's the Commies YouTube channel, and
I've got the thing open, and I'll drop a comment in the chat. If you do that thing where you click the three buttons next to it, like there's an option there in it to go and join you know what I'm saying? Click that three buttons and follow it, like you'll get it.
Click on his name.
If you just Google Commie Mark, if into the YouTube, you probably will find it.
Yeah.
I've had a bunch of people trying to teach children things, like in our education system.
Sorry, I just laughing at this. Because Roe he was doing it nonstop, especially during the journey.
Yeah, Poppy Malin. Yeah.
Poppy Malin the whole time with that fucking voice. So I'm getting nightmares of that stream again.
Oh gosh,
Vinny, I'm
Roe
sorry.
was very strange.
I didn't see the link, Vinny. My phone didn't notify me. I was having too much fun watching the stream.
No worries, man. There. As soon as I saw it, I just grabbed it and dropped it in. I should have just said something.
But
I think I typed it. Yeah, but you might have missed it as well.
I got the Mix'em proof. You guys were talking about Mix'em. This is printed by Mix'em. I'll have the full order here Friday. It's supposed to be at my house, so we'll start shipping out then. We'll be shipping out on time.
Excellent.
It's back cover by Passion for Drawing.
You went with the flat on it?
Yeah, man. It's a special matte laminate that I don't think anyone is using, and it feels like silk. I love it. It's so cool. So awesome. I really I felt it on other indie books, and I'm like, I hope that I could get this type of feeling for mine, and we get it. We got it. So Mix'em. They also offer a bunch of other stuff that they don't have on the site. So if you call them and if you're doing like hardcover, they could do like book sleeves for you and a bunch of other stuff that Carl Rowe was telling me that when he was talking to them that they offer. So really,
yeah. Carl's letting me know some of that too, and I saw like their emails as well. There's other options that bookmarks and stuff they do out on their website, but I'll be going through more of their stuff on top. I mean, I've been printing with them now for a year. So yeah, they are awesome.
Yeah,
fantastic.
Look at
double page spreads. What's that?
I said that's fantastic. It looks like a classic comic. And when you brought it up on stream, like the cover and everything, it looks great. Again, this quality is just fantastic quality.
That's what we need.
Right? Only the best for everybody.
Yeah, man.
And that's how we got to roll. Look at this.
Gosh,
Rob.
look, we're one off getting replicated to 300 guys. Can one of you guys?
Oh yeah.
We meshed so perfectly. We're gonna say it at the same exact time.
We're brothers, man. We're there.
Oh yeah, man. Oh, so close. 3 hours left. One backer away from 300. Let's get this. I mean, I know he's not here, and he likes to break rules all the time, calling me Frank. Like I told him, it's not sticking. People have seen Frankie and me at conventions, so I don't know. He still thinks it's hilarious for himself. Yeah, I'm going to continuously call him Sally from now on. He refers to me as Vinny. He's going to be Sally now. So let's get Sally Arnold.
You should call him Sheila. Call him Sheila, innit?
He was just on Clint's stream for a little bit, and then I know he went off to get some lunch with his family. So if he gets to 300 while he's out, that would be awesome.
That son of a bitch was somewhere else. He turned us down to go to somewhere else.
Well, then you know what? We're going back to Xenotype.
I want his one backer. Give me his one backer.
Look at that. Look at that. Yeah, take that backer and bring it over to Liam's project here. Look at that shit. But yeah, and don't forget, man, Through the Woods, we've been kicking ass. We need to hit it. Oh my God, so fucking close. So close. Away from 450. Woo!
Hail.
Oh my God, hail. Thank you, man.
Yeah,
150 away. It's gonna happen. And I'm looking forward to that. So I could just say, back up by the 19th and you're guaranteed the fucking ash can.
Yeah,
if you don't, you're shit out of luck.
How many days left?
The 19th is it. So yeah, it's less than 3 days.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's gonna be beautiful. And yeah, like I said, there are a lot of really amazing backers who jumped on this project immediately. I'm so grateful. Like I said, I'm just gonna keep pumping out these amazing books. The quality is gonna stay super high. My gimmick, and everyone says it too, it's the gloss finish on these. So everything that I do is gonna have a gloss finish because I love it. It's fucking amazing. And yeah, these hardcover books. Oof. What a beauty. I want to show more of it, but every time I thumb through it, I'm like, no, I can't show this page. I can't show that page.
Yeah, I know.
I'm spoiling so much of this. But again, I was going to just show you this one, but I can't. It's a return of a character. And well, I could show you the big page again. Hold on. Let me make sure I blow myself up. Boom. So yeah, I can't show you too much of the other page because there is a little bit of spoilery stuff.
Yeah, I just love the massive size of that book.
Yeah, man. Oh yeah, dude. Yeah, this book is just.
You've got to be so proud of. You've got to be so proud of what you've done, man. You're really starting something here, and it's so great to see.
Thank you, Liam, man. I really appreciate that, brother. Because I've been busting my ass nonstop for years, all different companies. You know, Adam said it too. He wants to do a stream about how Vinny made millions for other people. Yeah, I'd like to make millions for myself because I'm sick of just slaving all the time.
Yeah.
But
into the get it.
I know, man. But
come and join the Communist Party.
I'm just gonna cut off the comment. We have Eric Weathers, the Eric Weathers, the king of letters, Eric Weathers. You're in the chat right now. Hello, Eric.
Eric is right. He's got a campaign running as well right now. It's the battle damage version of his book, The Flying Fortress.
That's where he got the ones he couldn't sell and took them out the back and shot at them, right? And now he's selling them for more.
They have minor dings in them and stuff, but it's also like another chance to get it at a discounted price. Eric is amazing. Everyone knows who he is.
Yeah, a great part of comics. Like when. Oh, sorry. I was saying when I was early on starting Magic Cop, he gave me a bunch of tips on lettering, and so I lettered all of Magic Cop, and I actually got hired by Passion for Drawing to letter his book Doom Fate. Nice, so man. Just being part of Comicsgate and knowing Eric and a bunch of other people, just improving my skills to help other creators.
Totally. Yeah, it's beautiful.
Fantastic. He's a really great guy. And as far as I know, I've said this before, I'll say it again. As far as I know, no one in Comicsgate has a better name for their villains than the Infinite Reich. Eric holds that. That's the name of the antagonist team. I think it's fantastic.
It is.
And I'm yet to hear anyone best it. So that crown is his.
Yeah, don't take his jobs. Dude, man, yeah, he's a great dude, and yeah, we got to get you on. If there was a little more space, I would have put you on tonight as well. That's what I've been doing anyway. I like talking to all kinds of creators, fans, whatever, other people who are doing great content. Again, Deadwood Dale, this has been his first stream, I think, with Comicsgate, right?
Yeah, I mean, I went back in January when Ethan was doing his, he invited people on his stream. He would put the link in a chat.
Right.
So I did it one time before, but it wasn't like, 2 hours.
Yeah, just a few minutes here and there. But
you didn't invoke Satan on his stream like you did here.
Oh, wait, what do you mean? No, I didn't quite hear you.
I just said you didn't invoke Satan on his stream like you did here.
Oh, yeah, that was a while ago.
Yeah. Well, I call back. I'm trying to. I got nothing.
That was probably on the behalf of certain meth-taking people and
yeah, I was saying
scams. Sorry.
I was saying, Red in the chat when you were saying voiceovers for your book, I was saying maybe someone that would do it for meth. You would have to break the bank.
That's funny because funny you say that because way back before somebody had a complete and utter mental breakdown, I was giving that some thought. Yeah. But I've been working on this for a long time, and the audiobook has been on my mind for a long time as well. But
awesome.
I'm good.
Your voice has 25 to 30% more testosterone than those who regularly Smith anyways.
But I don't have a Fitbit.
God, Edwin just unraveled.
Yeah,
he did.
Fitbit.
He used to be like this fucking guru guy.
Yeah. We're meant to be brothers in Christ, like I'm a Christian. I don't try and beat anyone over the head with it like a cudgel, you know what I mean? And it says you're meant to go to someone 3 times, to check your brother, and I did, and in the end I was just basically treated like shit and laughed at basically. Because they're just trying to take advantage and tear things down, and I was always about building things up. And I thought, this is so, like, without getting religious on you guys, but it's so antithetical to Christian teachings and Christian dogma that I thought, how can this man stand there and claim that he's trying to be someone that represents Christ when he's involved in conniving, backstabbing, and ultimately trying to hurt his friends, but that's who he is.
Yeah, because I've seen some dirty dealings with him too, and especially with me, what he was the shit he was trying to do, because I got fed up with Mike and what he was doing, and I called him out, and I called out their scheme and their scam 100%, hit the nail on the head, and it upset him so much he had to do his own little stupid fucking video to try to call me out. And instead, he was slapped in the face with logic and common sense, because that's what I threw back at him. He tried to fabricate things, and sorry, that's not how it is. And when I stated my piece, everyone came to my defense, and they did it in a classy way. And they said, Vinny isn't like that. How dare you try to attack him? He's creating amazing books. He's busting his ass nonstop. And his little plan backfired, right? So that's what I mean. If you're trying to hurt others like that because they called out your game, your bullshit, I'm sorry. You're done in this,
Yeah.
I don't know
we could have, like, this is the thing, right? That I'm so fucking sick of. Everyone pretends that it's so hard to just be a decent dude, to just be friendly and nice and help people. Like, they act like it's this unobtainable fucking goal, and that they need to be backstabbing and running these double dealings, and like, you've got to, what the fuck are you doing? Just be nice to people and help them and hear them out and try and do good by them and try and do right by them. It's actually not difficult.
No, it's
Thank
not.
you, Liam. Thank you. Jesus Louise. Yeah, I don't understand it. I don't understand it. Why is it so hard? Why are all these fucking bullshit backroom deals going on and nonsense and fucking backstabbing?
They've gotten used to being able to take shortcuts at the expense of other people.
Yep.
That's what it is. And you can't take shortcuts at the expense of other people when it's this small little community of people trying to help each other up. It just doesn't work. So when their normal real life bullshit doesn't sort of get their ego stroked and doesn't get them ahead, it all falls apart and they need someone to blame because they are not equipped to face their own deficiencies as individuals.
Yeah. Hey, man, there's only one thing I need stroked, and it's not my ego.
Yeah.
But hey, Vinny, speaking of anti-comics gate, I actually made what is probably the best outro video for you in this live stream.
Yeah?
It's in the private chat.
I'm going to take a look at that.
And it's not copyrighted either. I don't know if you have any problems with that.
Is this porn?
No.
I hope so.
Let's
Metal Movies and Brewskis says we need to support each other. We are the future. That is truth. And it's not just the people in this chat, and it's not just Eric. It's every single one of you guys. We all need to support each other. They're going to be people that are going to come and they're going to pick on your brothers and your friends in Comicsgate. They're going to call you racist. They're going to call you sexist. They're going to call you bigots. They're going to say that the books you like are shit. They're going to come at you, and you've got to stand for your brothers and say, hey, we're the future, and you guys need to move on and get on with your lives.
This has a quote that was from a stream that Mike did with Wenger, where he basically says that the gays are just 3% of the population, and that's nothing.
Christ.
So I just made a song.
How dare he talk about the gays?
I just made a remix of that.
This guy's unbelievable. All right, we'll play this. Guys, let me know if the audio isn't working or if it is.
The gays are 3% of the population.
It's working.
3%? It's nothing. Talk like normal human beings for a minute. 3%? It's nothing. I'm not doing buildings for a living. 3%? It's no. Stop talking about fudge. Stop talking about silly. So what? 3%?
Laugh.
It's nothing. Talk like normal human beings for a minute. 3%?
Oh, shit.
It's nothing. Stop talking about fudge. Stop talking about soy. It's nothing. Talk like normal human beings for a minute. Nothing. So what? It's nothing.
That laugh mix is beautiful.
Oh. Brother, gays are 3% of the population. Nothing.
This freak.
I'm not doing buildings for a living. The gays are nothing.
Holy
Talk like normal human beings for a minute.
Holy crap, man. You couldn't make this shit up.
Brother, the gays are 3% of the population. The gays are nothing. The gays are nothing. So what? I'm not doing buildings for a living. Brother,
I just thought it had like some of the most bizarre quotes ever.
Yeah.
I just picked
But
them
this
out.
is- Okay, let's talk like a person for a minute. Let's talk like a person.
Let's talk like a person.
Exactly.
Dude,
Comicsgate was formed because there was rampant nepotism and corruption within the industry that was bulwarking new creators, potential talent, in lieu of untalented, unskilled political actors that wished to control an industry they were strangling into bankruptcy and ruin. The disenfranchised fans broke away and were looking for something for there to be more to, something to sort of grab hold of before everything they loved disappeared, seeing that it had been so defaced. You were harbingers of hope, skilled professionals that came into this industry to give an opportunity to people that had been lost and disenfranchised and betrayed by other creators to create something truly great that could honor what had come before and take the lessons of what had come before. Instead of grabbing hold of that and creating something good out of it, you put together a convoluted, contrived system of control that you attempted to exert on your friends, on the market, and on the people that would consume the product to enslave them just as they had been previously enslaved by the former market. You attempted to recreate the very poison and toxic model that had destroyed this industry. Go away.
Yep. I said the same fucking thing, man.
Hail,
word for
brother.
word. Hail, brother. That's what I called him out on. But I said it in detail what his plan was. And man, like I said, I nailed it because that's what he was doing. He was trying to gain that trust of all the other creators he was showing on his platform, on his YouTube or whatever. And he wanted to make his own crowdfunding platform so that he could take that money. So he could get his between, what was it, 6 and 10% or some shit, whatever he wanted to, his scheme and his scam, right? And that's the thing that's wrong. It's wrong on every level. I don't want your money. I don't want your money, because he's playing the long game.
Yep.
These people are sick. They're sick. You should be able to just go out there, push these beautiful books without looking for anything in return. If you're truly a fan of it, and don't try to attack others, or make up lies about other creators. We respect everybody.
It's okay it's okay if people think different to you and like different things to you. You had an opportunity to create something beautiful and great, and instead you counted everyone else's money, and you sat there stewing and thinking, well, what can I do to get their money for me? Rather than thinking, well, what can I do to provide a better product that more people will want to buy? It is, you're self-destructive, and if you're watching this, it was an absolute betrayal of the teachings of Christ.
Yep,
absolutely. Hey, Vinny, I'd like to thank you for having me on tonight. I'm going to head on out.
No problem, man. Thanks for dropping in, dude. You're welcome anytime. Yeah, man, keep rocking it. Be awesome.
Absolutely.
Oh, brother.
Enjoyed talking to the rest of you too.
Yeah, I loved what you're doing with the channel, man. All your videos.
Hell yeah. Good to see you, Dale, man. Keep it up, brother.
Thank you, Red Gaze. Thank you, Commie Mark. Thank you, Liam.
Yeah, man.
Have a good
everybody, subscribe to Deadwood Dale. He's at 172 subscribers right now.
Wow, but that's fast.
Good content.
Yeah, man. He's got a great stuff going on.
Yeah,
very cool, dude. I'm happy he came on.
Not afraid to speak truth to power, and that's what we need. We need brave men that are not afraid to speak truth to power.
Exactly. And by the way, we got Sally over the edge, man. He's at 301. Let's refresh one more time.
Congratulations, Robert, who's too good for us.
Yeah, eating lunch right now.
But
eating your lunch with your daughter and your happy family.
What an asshole.
Enjoying your success. Fuck you, man.
We showed this guy enough love. Everybody sign up to Sunswarm. Jump onto Xenotype.
Yes.
We want Liam's numbers to go up. That way he could do a lot more with that. He's going to give you guys a lot more. He's going to be able to help out Odie, the Scotsman. That's the good thing, man. It's the better these campaigns do, the better the entire creative team is going to be.
Oh, for sure.
And the more product we're going to get out there for everybody. So it's beautiful. Don't forget, Captain Fuckhead is also helping them out. So it's going to be a beautiful, beautiful time. So yeah, keep jumping on these.
And thank you to everyone who came out and stuck with us through the rant about the virus, and who stayed even though we've got a communist here now.
Oh my God.
Thank you to everyone. We love the chat. I know all you guys by name now, and if I don't, you're always welcome to reach out at RetroBoy1983 and say hi.
That's right. And thank you, Phil. I know you came in a little bit late, but is Magic Cop, is it still in demand?
Yep. We overprinted, and we're going to keep it in demand for a little while. And yeah. And if I could say one thing about the Smiller talk, the same goes with Critias, that whole mess. And I saw a quote yesterday on Instagram. I follow this bodybuilder babe, and she put this quote on here, and it really made me think about Comicsgate, new creators coming in, and people that promote new creators and small creators. And the quote is, "Know the difference between those who stay to feed the soil and those who come to grab the fruit." And that really made me
Amen.
thought that was perfect for Comicsgate.
Amen.
Yeah.
Like I said, there's so many good things happening, and we're going to keep making it happen. So I want to thank everyone who's here tonight. My brother just popped his head in. So yeah, you can see we look totally different.
I think you orchestrated that, Vinny. You've been doing some typing over there. We know what's going on.
He looks like Mark Steele. He looks like Mark Steele. Do you know who Mark Steele is?
No, I think he has a big tumor on his nose. Hope he's okay.
I told you, we were fist fighting, and he got all swollen. I hit him good. But yeah, so yeah, thank you everybody. It's been almost 2.5 hours. Yeah, this went a lot longer than I thought it was going to. But again, we had a fun conversation.
Yeah,
we're backing and supporting some amazing creators here. Please keep doing it. We need to hit these great numbers. Oh man, so close. But 19th is the cutoff. Remember that. So keep spreading the word.
Keep pushing. We'll keep pushing, brother.
Keep pushing. Yeah, and anything over that, like I said, if we do this like by tomorrow, and who knows, the last day, if we do like another $2,000 or something, I might tack on another cool gift.
Ooh.
But like I said, the better I do, the better you guys are gonna, the better stuff you guys are gonna get.
Yeah.
So, thank you again, everybody. Yeah, man. I know it's late for everyone else too, but we're gonna do another stream soon. I'll probably stream again before probably on that last day. I'm gonna be on Captain Fuckhead's stream on the 19th as well.
Nice.
I believe it's gonna be 6:30 Eastern. Yeah, keep an eye out for that. I'll probably try to jump on as many streams as I could on Thursday, and I might just close it out myself. So, but yeah, thank you again, everyone. Remember, keep kicking ass and in creating, but be kind to one another. Peace out.
Hell yeah. Hail the chat. Hail Comicsgate.
Hail.
Hail.